and we'll just let them, hit the button. So you guys, what's up, man? I'm Jay. You guys, obviously we've met through AvenueAR, which is a beautiful thing. And I don't know if you guys really know the whole story behind it, but I'll be more than happy to tell you it. Actually, Mike, if you guys look on the side here, you'll see a guy by the name of Colton. He's actually one of the co-inventors, along with my wife and Christian, who, the four of us kind of banged our heads together and tried to figure out a way to, go against the grain. Being in the record business for, I'm 48 now, so I've been in it since I'm 13. And, from Miami, it's very, very difficult to really, get your music to people that actually can do something, for you and can help change your, your life. And, my struggles at the end of the day was I knew I was talented, but it was like the labels and the managers and the A&R guys, the radio guys, it was such a game of politics that they never got the opportunity to really see the talent for who they are and what the capabilities are. And, the writing capabilities, production, the artistry, et cetera. All they saw was, how do we is this person willing to do what we tell them to do? And, is this person willing to be a puppet and let somebody else produce a record, somebody else write a record, somebody else do something, and then they just play an artist? And, at the end of the day, all of you that are on this Zoom call clearly understand this industry, which is, we make our money through, royalties and, now it's streaming, mechanical royalties and, placement, sync licenses, things like this. I mean, writing for other people, right? And so we decided, to create a platform that is not, I mean, when we started working on this, there was no such a thing. And since we started working on it, we've seen, like a music X-ray pop up or this, that, or whatever, because we put word out there that we were working on this. And usually through technologies, when we build them, that happens. We leak something through the industry, and then somebody tells somebody who tells somebody, and then they start to throw things together, and it's just a bunch of bull, a bunch of BS, and it's not real stuff. And so what we did was we went out to, my network and a lot of my friends' networks, and we spoke to some of the real players in the industry, like the Ken Commissars, Jeff Fensters, Rodney Jerkins, guys that have just been iconic in this industry, and said, look, it's time to give a fair chance to the real industry, the community of musicians and writers, producers, artists, et cetera. And it's time to give them opportunity, because you guys have closed the gates so long, and you've made it nearly impossible for anybody to do anything. And me, I'm probably like the rest of you. I mean, my parents at the end of the day were like, you're crazy, you should go to college. Why are you living on the streets in LA when you should be, here? And, all the same stuff I'm sure you guys have heard before. I mean, I lived in garages, man. I mean, I did whatever I had to do, because this was my life, man. This is what I believed in. And I made it, I made it as an artist. And, I dropped that microphone down and said, hey, I'm stepping away. I'm going to become a producer, a writer. I did that, got into the executive space, and, here we are. I mean, my life goes, it's been a long one. So enough about me. I just wanted to kind of give you guys just a real quick synopsis of, where our hearts are. We're not an Apple company yet. I mean, and we're not really trying to be these kinds of companies. We're not like, we don't want to be Facebook. We don't want to be Instagram. We don't want to be TikTok. We're a mom and pop shop, but we got some powerful, things behind us, right? We have power, and that's what matters. We don't really care about the masses of people. If they don't believe in us, we've had a lot of people come onto our platform and say, hey, is this real? I'm like, well, you're here. Why would you question whether it's real or not real? I mean, you can't make up videos. You can't make up technology. It's illegal. You can't do this kind of stuff, right? So we just want to be very transparent with you all. And we're going to start small, man. We're starting with however many's here right now. We have a lot of users. We're partnered with Waves Audio, which is a major company. We have a couple more major music companies that you guys use every day that are, over the next 30 days will be partnered with us, and we'll be launching out to their platforms and, doing joint ventures with them to give you guys more opportunity and more and more and more opportunity. So just keep in mind that's coming right around the corner. Again, I just want you guys to know straight up that we're not Facebook, man. And we're not looking to be a company to sell data. We're not trying to get bought out. We are legitimately trying to help you guys and find good talent ourselves for that matter, and get it out there and make some noise with the music. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Christian. Do you have anything you want to say? Or Mike, you have anything you want to say? Hello? Mike, Colton, you there?
Yes, Jay. Hi. Hello, everyone. I'm Christian Romero, the CTO for AvenueAR. And the first time that I met with Jay was a long time ago. He's a really humble man. First of all, I wanna make sure that you're all aware the CEO that you have today. He pretty much is connected with everyone that you actually watch in the Grammys Award, and he had one of the greatest ideas from my perspective. I have never seen anything like it, and it was a great a great opportunity to provide value to those that eventually was what like Jay. Now, something that Jay didn't share with you yet is back in the day in the 90s and in 2000, Jay did a business with many great A&Rs, right? And he used to, I heard the story of Fubu, the CEO of Fubu. What's the name of the gentleman, Jay? Fubu?
Damon John.
Damon John, that is a good friend of Jay. Actually, I was watching a video of him, and back in the day, he was outside the house because he was in the music industry too back in the day in the 90s. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, or 80s, Jay.
No, it was actually right around 2000. It was like the Backstreets.
Oh, in the 2000, early 2000. Okay, great.
Eminem,
but he was telling the story that he was outside the house of the A&R with the CD, right? Trying to make sure that all day, all night, he put the little tent waiting for the A&R to go and submit that. And then I heard stories of people, well, I hired an attorney, $50,000, $100,000 to get my little record to that A&R to listen to it and to see if I have a shot to it. And Jay, when I saw the video of Damon John, how the old days were to get to an A&R, you had to wait a weekend or a week or try to, get into the Grammys Award. It was pretty amazing for me to hear the story. Now, the technology made it easy, thanks to the connection of Jay, all these executives. Some of them are going to come today. We have a special guest. Some of the executives that you have seen in AvenueAR, they will be stopping by and saying hi and actually sharing with you what are they looking for, right? So they will be the ones from their own mouth. This is the music that I'm looking for. Now, these are powerhouses, right? These are people that they sign up Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears. They work with Michael Jackson. These are really people that can move the needle. And I invite you to actually watch all the videos that we have in AvenueAR so you understand the executives that we have, okay?
Hey, Christian, real quick,
Yes,
let me just interrupt. And also because some of you may be, a younger generation, these same people like Ken Commissar and Jeff Fenster and all the people we have on our platform, just because we're bringing up like Britney Spears, who's old, and same with Backstreet Boys, keep in mind that these guys have signed some of the newest talent out right now. So artists that you're seeing pop up, the Doja Cats, and these guys are the ones that are putting them together. So they're the ones in charge of the industry. So just keep you guys, up to par and understanding, who really is in charge of making those deals are these guys. So I just want you guys to know that. So when you hear these old school names and stuff, just keep in mind it's part of their resume. Okay. I'm sorry, Christian, go ahead, bud.
No, yeah, and basically the music industry have changed so much that today there is no technology that is proven or it has this unique process for an artist that you could be in New York in your house or in your apartment and be able to reach this executive and upload the music and let them listen and rate it 1 to 5, right? So is a unique opportunity that you don't have to be a week in Los Angeles trying to catch one of these guys. Now we have like 20 executives in our platform, around 20 executives. So you can choose one or you can choose 20. All of them, they're like powerhouses. But Jay, I'll pass it back to you.
Sure. So guys, what I'm going to do is I just want to kind of, Mike, by the way, I asked him if he wanted to say anything and he did. However, he just moved into his new place and he doesn't have audio on his computer hooked up. So he typed me. Anyhow, I'm going to start by, kind of opening up the floor, and it starts, I have on top line, I got Jeff, and then it works its way down. So I want to just be able to take the time to ask every one of you a question, give you as much time as you need to, get answers. And, if somebody else has a question that they can feed off of someone else's, feel free to chime in. But we'll just take it in chronological order and then, kind of get used to, I mean, you never have to show up for this, but we're going to try to do them once every couple of weeks and eventually get them down to once a week. And so we're doing it. And I want you guys to look at this like, it's not something, we're not trying to get money from you. We don't want you to pay to become part of a YouTube or, a Zoom meeting. We literally are trying to meet up with you guys. We work together. Let's see what we can put together, because as you're submitting, I talk to these guys on a regular basis. And then they talk to these guys. Like Rodney Jerkins called me today and said, Jay, man, I heard such and such so-and-so. What do you think? I'm like, yo, he sounds dope. He sounds dope. I said, I really like it. And we have found people that are, huge stars today. And we found them literally running up to us on the street. And these are real stories. So I just want you all to feel confident that you're in good hands and you're not obligated to do anything with us. If at any time you want to cancel with us, there's no problem. We're not looking to just get your money. We are trying to build a sustainable platform that enables good people who really want to do something with their lives, a platform and a way to do it. Because A&R guys will tell you straight up by themselves, the fact that you all come on our platform and invest in yourselves makes them go, I'm coming here first. I'm not looking anywhere else, because they feel like if you're vested, then they can be vested. Anyway, Mike, did you get a mic?
Hey, Jay. Yeah.
Okay, there's Mike, guys. Say hi real quick, Mike, and then we'll whatever you want to say, and then after there, we're just going to dive in and ask questions. So,
all right. Well, hey, welcome everybody. We're glad you're here. You just heard a little bit of what Jay was talking about, and what we're basically doing is trying to develop a community and basically open the access that we have to you, so you can have the same access, in Ohio as you would if you were right here in LA, or if you were in New York or Tennessee or whatever. So anyways, welcome. We're going to try to do the best we can with this, and your information to us is good too, because it helps us develop 2.0, 3.0. So I'm going to keep it brief. Jay, go ahead and
lastly, say hi. Just for transparency, purposes, guys and girls, everyone on this call, we are recording it as we told you when you chimed in. If any of you want a copy of this video, I believe Christian's either going to A, post it onto a YouTube, or if he doesn't, B, if you want a copy, we can always email you something. But keep in mind, you're going to get that from us. Transparency is key. This is how we operate. And we just want you guys to know that we're not selling your data. We're not doing any of that stuff. Okay. Just keeping it 100. All right. So Jeff Kingery, I know Jeff because I met him on the platform. He submitted, Jeff, how many songs have you submitted?
Probably 17.
17. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I've seen you. I actually, you submitted a few songs to me, and a couple of the songs you submitted to me, I liked. I put them in the hit list. Then I got a phone call that you were in this, who's this guy in the hit list? And it was the same song. Was it a summer record?
It's called Summer Song.
Yeah. Amazingly written record. I told you submitted to Ken, and you did, right?
I did.
Good. I think Ken is coming on today. So
Good.
Jeff, man, feel free to be as transparent as you want to be. We're here to answer questions, man.
Well, I've done 6 CDs. I got a good back catalog. I think I didn't really learn how to record correctly until the last 2 CDs, but I've got 4 when I was younger. That was more of a live recording in the studio. And I know a lot about the industry, like you were talking about, how you used to have to pay lawyers to get in front of people. We used to send our CDs out and we'd get a big stamp on it that said no unsolicited material, which was, 20, 25 years ago. That's all we got. And I even took a class on it all the way back to payola and all those interesting things. So this platform seems exciting to me. It's a way to kind of cut through all that. I know maybe a lot of us don't have $5,000 to hire a lawyer just to get, your music into an office. That's the way I remember it being when I was a little younger. But now that I'm older and I've really had some chance to learn how to record and, 6 CDs, I'm up to about 70, 80 songs. I love this platform and it's exciting to me. My questions are, is the platform kind of there to place it in TV and movies, or to get maybe, I don't know that record deals are the kind of the same way as they were years back. I see a lot of information saying being an indie artist might be a better way to go, but I don't know any of that. I feel like, and maybe I don't want to speak for anyone else, but I know how to write. I love being a musician. I just don't know how to take it to the next step.
Well, let me answer your first question, was kind of a middle question, right? You were asking, excuse me, somebody just chimed in. You were asking me in regards to, like sync type deals, and can you submit for that? So we're not let me answer that by saying the answer to that is no. You cannot submit currently as like here's an opportunity for, a sync deal, right? For a particular show. And here's why. There's companies that are out there that, you submit your material, they post something like, I saw a guy the other day who said, hey, I'm the BET, what was it? Licensing guy, and I'm looking for material and blah, 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 blah. I personally would never submit anything I own to something like that. I clearly understand that it doesn't work that way. You have to get to the key people, right? So there's a lot of people that are on the street that have no duty to a label or to a film company or anyone that's looking for material. These people don't really have a duty, right? So they're the people that you'll find that are trying to milk you, take your money, and still nothing happens. So we can't operate that way. First of all, I mean, it's illegal, honestly. I mean, it's man, there's so many bad words for it, right? The opportunities that we will have on here very, very shortly we're talking to some large film companies, and our rules with them are, if you want to come onto the platform and you want to be able to find something for specific shows that you're in charge of as a creative person or whatever, licensing person, then they have to sign a contract with us. Everybody on our platform is contractual. They have a duty, and they're not allowed to just go in there and go, oh, play. And it doesn't work like that. We don't have the time for that stuff. So we are bringing on some film companies, large film companies. They are looking for material, and there's a section which I'll show you guys in the platform where you'll be able to log into it, click on a button, and you'll see opportunities that are there, and you can submit material for that specific project, but you're not submitting it to, you're not submitting it to the low hanging fruit people. You're submitting it to the person that actually says that song is the one I'm taking. That one is the one, that one is the one, and that one is the one. That's the only caliber of people we'll allow on our platform. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And if anybody else has a question about it, please speak up. But we don't let those people on our platform. We scrutinize everybody that comes in here. I don't care what label you are. You could be full-blown Universal. You're playing in our space, and we tell them this, and they understand it crystal clear. You're playing in our space, and you want what's on our platform. And at the end of the day, this is what you have to do. We don't charge them money to come on our platform like other companies when they're looking for data. They're looking to see who's working on TikTok and who's doing this, who's doing that. People charge for this stuff. They charge the labels. Labels are paying $1,200 a month to see who's trending on TikTok right now, so they can go in there, and then you got 5 labels bidding on one little single record, and the artist isn't getting any money. They just want to be a part of the wave of what's trending right now. So this is the way they think. Now, the people that are on our platform don't think this way. They are the guys and girls that say, oh man, that's a dope record. Well-written. Hey, I might not like the voice on it, but it's a well-written record, well-produced record. I need to license that song. And that's how you actually make money as a musician. Most of your musicians that are out there that are successful, let me say, they at one point of their lives have started as a writer or as a producer. And then from there, they turn themselves into an artist. I mean, you look at Neil as an example, right? He's that way. I can name probably 20 people and half of them my friends that have started this way. And they were like, I never want to be an artist, man. I don't want to do any of this stuff. Bottom line was they were so good. And when they sang their own demos, because keep in mind, like use a Chris Brown as an example. Chris Brown had, even Justin Bieber, right? These people are being pitched records by their publishers to say, hey, here's a record that works for you. And I publish this person. So I can get you, points on that record. You just need to perform it. See, that's why they're called a performing artist. There's a difference. They're performing artists. They're not necessarily the writer. They're not necessarily the producer. Now they can get a cut if they're, a well-known artist. Then of course they're going to say, hey, I want a piece of the royalty too. I want a piece of the publishing. But they're singing somebody else's song. And so a lot of you that are writers and producers, but you may also want to be an artist. I don't know, right? I mean, these are things we're going to find out tonight, which is good. So I don't know if I answered your question, Jeff, but, because your question was kind of random at the end of the day. It was like, we're going to offer this. We are going to offer a bunch of stuff, but it's going to be very core focused. It's very focused on you guys actually making something with your lives, not just sitting there and doing this for nothing. So.
Actually, I want to add something to it. The terminology, as you can imagine, I'm a computer scientist first. Second, I know not too much about music. I learned so much from Jay, and actually, I mean, many of you hear Mariah Carey, you hear all this name. For me, like, how do you talk to her? How do you talk to the writer of Celine Dion? I mean, that's Jay's friend, and he's the president of the Writers Association. That what's the name of the gentleman, Jay? I remember.
Yeah, he's not the president. He's just he knows the very president. He's a big writer. His name is Michael J. Michael J. is he wrote Eminem's Toy Soldier. I mean, he's written a lot of records, man. He's got major records right now. He's still writing. 17 million later.
And the Writers Association is really excited to be part of the platform through Michael J. He's actually introducing, I don't know how many members they have across the nation, but coming back to what you were asking, Jeff, many of the, you create the tune or you create the song, it has lyrics, right? So sometimes you may find that these executives, they're excited about the lyrics, maybe they don't like the beats, right? So, I mean, I'm getting into the music space right now, but this is what I'm learning through just being around in the circle of A&Rs and all these executives. Actually, I did training with Jeff Fenster and all these executives that you saw in the platform, and they're going to be showing up pretty soon here. They texted me that they want to say hi to you guys and tell you what are they looking to hear from artists like you. So then you can potentially ask a question. So they will have like 2 or 3 minutes quick, just to say, hi, I'm in AvenueAR. I heard they have been receiving a lot of submissions and they have been rating it diligently, right? So, but again, Jeff, Jay has a repertoire of amazing connections and he's really humble, okay? I mean, every time that I hear his heart is really humble. It's like you think that he's just a little guy from the street, but the truth behind him is that he's bringing like a billion access to a huge amount of networks that they will be utilizing soon. Songs from AvenueAR, or they will listen to that. There will be, check the website, the main page, and you will get clues what is coming up. Okay. There will be like Cinemax and big other names that are going to be coming in to actually potentially use these songs in movies or in.
Christian, don't give any names yet. Don't put me in a pickle because this is being recorded. I want them to say, "Hey, man, you put that out before."
Okay. I don't want to say anything. You I don't. I thank you for correcting me.
No, it's okay.
And I shouldn't be giving anything away, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. Okay?
Who has a couple questions?
This is Uziel.
Uzai, what's up, man? Damn, you just popped in. You're already talking. Dang, this dude got balls. This is good.
No, I
He
mean, I
pops in
was
like
late.
5 minutes. You've been here for like 30 seconds. He's like, dude, I got a question. I'm like, bro, I got Kiddo Spaz been on here for 30 minutes, man. Go ahead.
I'm locked in. Heard a lot before and been around a little bit. Probably not as much mainstream, but I've been around a little bit, so I'm pretty locked in. I have two specific, very direct questions.
Yes.
So the first one, the second one will be a follow-up to the first, but the first one is, what is the exact outcome that is advertised or implemented by you guys after these submissions take place? What's the actual goal for
So
the artists?
that's a good question, right? So let me ask you, what is your goal when submitting material to an executive of choice? What is your goal?
So right now, I don't submit to executives. Independent. I manage a couple different artists.
Okay.
I produce, write, sing, rap. Most of that happens because a lot of the talent that I'm working with, they might be a really good rapper or they might be a really good singer, but they don't know how to put a record together. So I end up producing a beat.
You're what I call a producer, really, at the end of the day.
Yeah, producer. Yeah, for sure.
You're not a programmer, bro. You're a producer.
Right, for sure. So my goal is placements, licensing, streaming royalties, mostly placements and licensing.
Okay.
In two avenues. One for film and video, all right, whether it be soundtracks or movie scores or whatever it is. And then the other one is closely related to what you just described. Selling the work as a work for hire, maybe getting some publishing points off the back end or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my goals.
So on our platform, how that would work best for you would be to research which executives, because our executives aren't, like Ken Commissar is coming on. He is the president of one of the largest publishing companies on the planet to date, man. The massive library.
Jay,
so, yeah.
I know that you're answering this question to the gentleman. We have one of the executives that you will find in our website. His name is Sydney Alston. You can actually, Jay, why don't you show the screen a little bit of your screen and you show who the gentleman is. And he has only 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So
okay. He's on. Hold on a minute. Yeah.
Can you please do a quick bio?
Yeah, no problem. Let me jump on that real quick. Hold on 1 second. Uzo, we're going to answer all your questions, which is great. Just give me 1 second, man. Let me do as Christian's asked me to do, because I think Sydney's got a couple of minutes. Let's go. Hold on. Yeah. Sydney, there?
I'm right. Oh, I was here. Am I still here? What happened?
Hey, Mr. Alston, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Happy to have you here, because there are a lot of artists that they want to hear from the one and only Sydney Alston, your knowledge in the A&R industry, and how you work.
I'm going to dive into the executive so everybody can see who Sydney is. Hold on a second. Where goes Sydney? Sydney.
He's with the coolest hat right there.
Sid right here. Crazy Sid.
That's me.
Sydney, he asked a question. It's Uziel or Uzil?
It's Uziel, but a lot of people just say Uzi. Yeah.
All right, let's just call you Uzi. So Machine Gun Uzi, no, I'm just kidding. So Uzi, Sydney, Uzi asked a question. He's a real producer, bro. He's like what we were talking about the other day on the phone about that Nickelodeon girl you were talking about. Remember?
Yeah.
So he is a real producer. He's not a programmer or a beat maker. He actually does things like, compile, here's an artist that's almost got something and he ties it all together, right? So he's doing real production as far as I'm concerned. He also does, his own programming productions from what he told me. And simultaneously, he wants to submit material for like sync licenses. And, if there's opportunity for a TV show or a movie that's looking for material like Dizzy, just so you guys know, Dizzy was on our platform. He just did a deal. I believe he represents DJ Snake, who just did the theme song for that new karate movie. What was it called? The DJ Snake movie? I forgot. Anyway,
I think that everyone knows DJ Snake, Jay.
Yeah. Right. So bottom line is, so Sydney, he had a couple questions on how what's in it for him as somebody that's submitting material to people on our platform. And Christian said, hey, maybe you can answer it best.
I'm working with an artist that has $100,000 recording budget, who's independent. And we're looking for songs right now. As far as getting songs into movies and television and stuff, you know, I do that. I manage artists, just so you know. I'll look for songs or movies or television shows that have a sound that sounds familiar. I'll look up the directors and the producers of the show, and then I go to IMDb and see what they're working on. I try and get ahead of the production, and I send them out a couple songs. I introduce myself, and I've gotten several placements that way. Good placements too. So yeah, I mean, like there's people on A&R or the Av right now that can do everything. There's publishers, there's A&R people who can get your music heard by, you know, people in television and film. For
Hey,
artists that are looking for
you
music.
know what, Sydney, let me cut you off for 2 seconds on
Yes,
purpose.
sir.
Because I want to tell these people how transparent this is. This is the first company I've ever seen on the internet that's a transparent company that works like this, right? I'm going to tell you, Sydney has a ton under his belt in successes. Not to mention, if you guys familiar with Disc Makers, still a very, very relevant company behind the scenes doing some stuff that you all don't even know what's happening in the background, right? There's a lot of commingling around in a good way of things that are happening in the future that you guys aren't aware of yet. But he actually has been with that company for some time. Sydney is. So Sydney, you know, Sydney actually made a connection for us. We said, hey, Sydney, we want to meet with the CEO of the company. He's like, hey, boom, we're going to make this happen. So what I want to tell you guys is Sydney himself, a guy that's successful in every artist he's touched, he himself goes into AvenueAR to submit to a guy like Jeff Fenster. Am I lying, Sid?
That's a true story.
This is what
That's a true
hustlers,
story.
these are what real hustlers do. And Sydney is a smart enough guy that if you submitted a song to him, he may take that song and spend the money and submit that over to somebody on our platform because he knows that guy's going to do a deal. You guys got to understand the music business. It's not what you think it is. You got to understand it. And that's what we're here to do. First, you got the opportunity, but secondly, you don't just have an opportunity. You got people that are looking for opportunity. This is how we make money. This is how we feed our families. We got to find a hit record.
Yeah, can somebody submit me a hit?
I got plenty for you. So I've been producing and it's ongoing. I produce over and over. I've been in the studios in Atlanta. For me, one of the most important things for me, like I said, I haven't been mainstream, but I've been, like I said, like I've been around Webby and, you know, Big Boy, and I've been in the studios with these people, right? And I've been around Pooh Bear, who produces with Scott Storch.
Right? I know Pooh Boy's my boy, Pooh Bear. And
Jason
Scott
Boyd,
Storch,
right?
Listen, Scott Storch and I grew up together.
Okay, cool. But for me, the point I was getting at is it's something I learned, and I'm a little older probably than people on this. I mean, as far as the artists on this meeting right now, but something I learned is none of that, like for me, none of that stuff affects me. It didn't affect me then, but none of that stuff affects me. Like I'm not starstruck. I don't really care. To be honest, what I care about is a solid relationship that's being built the right way and checks. Because everything else doesn't really matter at the end of the day, right? If your relationship's not solid, you probably won't get anywhere in anything, right? It's all about relationship building. So is that part of this platform, as far as if there is a placement and somebody makes a placement from AvenueAR and it, you know, does whatever it does and all the paperwork, whatever, after the fact, is there a gatekeeper to where you can establish your own relationships through these people?
Yes.
So I mean, how does that work?
Let me show you what the back end of our system looks like and what these executives actually see, and it'll help you to understand a little bit more what you're investing in yourself to do. Now, that being said, you know, can you build a relationship? All right, I'm going to take you back just for 2 seconds now. Hey, Amy, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so we have a woman here. We have multiple women here, but I saw your name just popped right out because it was an A. Okay, so
Yeah.
Amy, let's go for a second. Uzi, if you were to start, well, I mean, this is probably a bad analogy because of the world that we're in right now, but I'm just, like I said, I'm gonna take you back. Uzi, if you were, you know, interested in a woman, right? And you know, you guys, there was, you know, until there was some kind of attraction and until there was some kind of common denominator between the two of you, there's really nothing, right? There's just, it's,
Yep.
you know, if you ask Amy, if you were on a Tinder or something like this and guys just hit you up all the time, you would be like, nope, slide, nope, slide, nope, slide. But the moment, you know, and I'm assuming that you weren't married. I'm not trying to, I'm just using this as an analogy. But if you were on something like that and you saw somebody and went, wow, he has the color eyes that I really like in somebody, and he has the smile I like, and wow, I read his description and everything about him is what I like, boom, then you would say, okay, perfect, starts there. After that step, it's now you start communicating via text or whatever, then it goes from text to a phone, and then from phone, hey, we're going to meet somewhere, then you meet somewhere, and then you really know, is it working? And Uzi, to answer your question, again, it might have been a bad analogy, but it was the best I could think of.
That was a good analogy.
With AvenueAR, man, we are giving you the people you want to date, man. If you want to date them, you need to go start to build a relationship with them, because keep in mind that you may not be the best musician. You may not be the best producer, best artist, writer. You may not be the best at anything, but you might be the nicest guy in the world, and you might know what you're doing, and you might have such a crystal clear understanding that you've impressed that person so much because they're looking for what you're looking for. They're looking for a relationship, and they're not looking for someone to just go, oh yeah, I got a hit. Everybody says that, right?
Yep.
You guys all know who Damon John is. You guys all watch Shark Tank. When Shark Tank first started, I was with Damon. Damon and I have been together for 25 plus years. And yeah, I'm saying it right here on a recorded message because it's not bullcrap, it's real. And I'm going to tell you, everybody and their mother, we couldn't go anywhere. Everybody stopped us and said, hey man, I got this idea. I got that idea. It was nonstop. And everyone that was presented to Damon, if he'd be in a grocery store and someone walk up to him, he'd be like, hey, yeah, you know, he was a little shy. He'd shake hands with him and say, hey, you need to call Jay. And then you call me from the store and say, hey, Jay, I got such and such a so-and-so guy here. He's got a great idea, he told me. And I told him he needs to talk to you. So I'm going to give him your number. Okay. I said, yeah, give him my number. And then what I would do is I would go through the process. And I would sit with those people, go through their ideas, say, hey, do you really have a patent? Do you really have a trademark? Do you have this, that, or whatever? And come to find out, if they didn't have all that stuff, I would just say, you know what? You have a great idea. Once you get your stuff together and you can get what we need to put this thing into a store, then you have my direct phone number. You can call me. And people have called me, and then Damon and I have come together and we funded deals. So it's all about relationship. But if you have no way to get to these people to even build a relationship, you're done. What are you going to do? You're going to be like me, and you're going to live in the street, and you're going to find your opportunity. You're never going to give up. That's what I had to do. But now you don't have to do that. Now you have AvenueAR. You can come here at, you know, whenever you feel like it. No one's telling you got to spend money every day of your life. Come in here, do your due diligence, research people on our platform. In the next 30 days, you're going to start to see that there's major artists coming on the platform that are looking for material that they need. And you'll be able to submit to them on our platform, and they will be listening, evaluating the material. And if they like it, they're going to contact you themselves and cut a deal. Now, let me show you what I'm talking about from a back end perspective, and you all get to see what our executives see. Hold up a minute here. By the way, Corey, that's really funny that you know Michael J. Corey was, Corey, is it okay if I tell him about this chat?
Yes, he gave you a heads up, thumbs up.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, cool beans. So Corey Johnson, I don't know who he is. We've just met just now. Corey said, oh yeah, are we supposed to yell out? Yeah, you can yell him out. That's fine, bro. Anyway, he's worked with Michael J. On a remake of Toy Soldiers, which was and he was part of the Grammy-nominated artist Shimmer Johnson, and he's on our platform. So, you know, what a small world. All we did was mention Michael J, and it was like, oh wow. You know, I just told Sydney the other day. I'm like, Sydney, hey man, if you can't find an artist on AvenueAR, let me put you in contact with Michael J. He can write her a hit. You know,
how critical are the mixing and mastering?
Are you kidding me? Major.
I mean, I know they're major. I'm talking about as far as submissions. Like,
no,
you know, we're not recording on SSL 4000s with, you know, Sony $63,000 mics. Usually, you know, people have like a Universal Audio Apollo Twin and a couple, you know what I mean? So how that's pretty industry standard as far as a sound.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying how much goes into when a person listens to a submission, how much of that plays a part. Obviously, if the mix is just crappy and the mic sounds boxy and all this stuff, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you can hear the pronunciations of what a person's saying. You can hear the basic construct and dynamics of the song, but it might not be, you know, Miami big studio quality.
No, that's perfectly fine. I get what you're saying. And at the end of the day, you know, guys and girls on our platform, professional executives, it's, you know, the best way to tell you that is, you know, does the best chef in the world cut a steak with the best knife in the world? Does it matter how the steak's going to taste with what knife they cut? The answer to that question is no, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, if the steak tastes good, steak tastes good. These executives can hear a record from across the street and around the corner in the basement. They don't need, you know, your auto tune. They don't need your, you know, your SSLs, your Neves 1073s. They don't need your, you know, your microphones, man. They don't need that. They need a hit song. Don't know what. That's what they need. They need they need a hook, right? Give me a hook, give me a verse, because from that, that's a song. And if that song works and they hear that hook, the next thing is they may contact you and say, you know what, Uzi, I like that. That was a dope record. Great start. Are you cool if I put you with Michael J to write that song and together? It'll be a 50-50 split between the two of you. But what do you think about writing and finishing that record? It's a great hook. We understand it's your song. We're going to have to get a license from you. But are you cool if we bring a great renowned writer in, because we needed to go in you know, there's professional writers that write things the right way, the format, right? So we don't need your music to be fully recorded. You're spending more money. We're finding out through case studies and through being in the industry that you people that make music spend more money on frivolous stuff like, you know, equipment, microphones, drum machines, and you spend more money and time doing that and no time advancing your career, which is ignorant. I'm sorry, but I'm straightforward, man. It's ignorant because you're spending so much money, $500 on this mic, $1,900 on that mic, whatever, and you're not spending the money to get in your car and drive to the, you know, Republic Records and sit outside in the cold in New York City and pay over $30 to get under the tunnel.
I'm looking for a great song. That's what I need.
I mean,
I need a hit song.
He needs a record.
Lot. So one other question, and this question is going to determine if I start submitting like in the next few days, because I've got, like, I'm not a singer, but I can always hear a record in the direction it's going. So I have songs that I've sung that probably sound horribly vocally, but if you can hear a record, you'll hear the record.
Yeah, because you probably, I mean, if you suck, you suck, but that doesn't mean you got to suck. You might suck. Right. Song might suck. Fire, man.
I got some fire songs. I got some R&B singers. I've got a couple different rappers, but the biggest question I have before I start submitting stuff is what type of NDA, power of attorneys, publishing, all of the real meat and potatoes of what we're really talking about here. How does that work, or is that a discussion?
No, so automatically, so that's a really good question, right? So automatically, when you enter our website and you submit any material, hello? Somebody sound like a robot. Oh, it wasn't me though. All right, so when you come to our platform and you submit your material, you do understand that you're protected by submitting your material on our platform to a certain degree. Now, do you have any music, Uzi, on like Spotify or any of those places?
Yeah, so I have some production that's probably pretty old. So if you Google my name, which I won't probably give the full name here, but you can probably see it in my profile. Mm-hmm. I've got a lot of stuff on the internet. Like I wrote a book a couple years ago. I've got production all over the place. A lot of it's old, but so yeah, I have pushed it through Spotify and iTunes and YouTube and over like 240 different platforms just to test out that distribution method.
Have that song, those songs, I'm not talking about the book now, but those songs that you have put on Spotify and everywhere else that you're telling me that they are, have you filed your copyrights at the Library of Congress, just the written ones for those yet?
Yeah, so I use digital. I usually copyright however many I've got. So if I got like 300 songs,
Okay.
I copyright them as a compilation because it's one fee and it just covers every single song. So yeah, I
So
copyright my songs.
now let me tell you the loophole that we had to go through and find for you guys to be protected. Now, this is what your answer of protection for your, you know, your musical works, right?
Mhm.
If you have your music on Spotify, even if it's copywritten, and all of a sudden you hear a song that comes out and it sounds identical, what are you going to do?
Go to it's not SoundScan, but it's the digital publishing rights. Plus, I've got a couple other ones that track that, like DistroKid tracks that automatically.
Okay, but now let's keep in mind that it was a Jay-Z record, and you've got, you know, a major publisher, major record label behind this song, and it's charting right now. Their record's doing big numbers, man. Tell me what you're gonna go to DistroKid and they're gonna be like,
I'm gonna call
yeah,
my
man,
lawyer.
let me
is what
help
I'm
you
gonna
out
do.
with that one. What are they gonna do?
Yeah, I'm gonna call my lawyer.
And your lawyer's gonna say, hey man, I need a $50,000 retainer, and guess what? Nothing's gonna happen for you. I'm sharing this with you because no one else will. That's why I'm telling you this right now. On our platform, let's rewind now. You came through our platform, you submitted a song to Sydney, and then you heard a record come out, and you go check that record and you found out, damn, I submitted that record's out. You're going to go to your attorney, you're going to call somebody, right? That at this point, I would definitely call my attorney, and I would definitely call, you know, whoever your distributor is, right? Your online provider.
Yeah.
And I would say, I submitted that material through AvenueAR. And guess what? Now there's accountability. Why? Because you submitted your material directly to Sydney. You didn't submit it to anybody else. You submitted it to Sydney. That record came out somewhere else. Guess who's held accountable?
Yeah.
We are.
Well, Sydney.
No,
Because there is
Sydney is not.
Oh,
We
okay.
are. We are.
Thank you for the correction.
We are held accountable. That was a big question from legal people in the industry. But the good thing is that the people that I deliver to this platform are not those kinds of people. Only a hood rat is going to operate like that. And I don't let them on our platform. So you're more protected through our platform submitting material to specific people that you can actually say I submitted material to, versus you submitting it to Spotify going out all over the world, and everybody, even another artist that's a no-name artist, can steal your stuff and you have no recourse. That make sense?
Now you have
Yeah, that
proof.
makes sense.
Evidence.
Yeah, it's electronic paper trail. So inside of my account on AvenueAR, is there a link in there somewhere where I can read the full terms of service?
Where you can do what?
Read the full terms of service of
Absolutely,
using the
yeah,
platform.
100%. Our terms of service are on, if you go to AvenueAR.com, which I'm about to show you guys the back end real quick too. But when you go to AvenueAR.com, I'll show you right where it is. Actually, click over here, come down to the bottom. You'll see right here a term.
At the bottom, a little more. There.
Yeah, right here. Terms of service.
Yeah.
If you click on that, it will take you, and you'll be more than happy to read every last bit of it.
Oh,
And
cool.
any questions that you have, man, we're going to be doing these every couple weeks, man. And you're going to be getting an email. Everyone on our platform will be getting emails very soon. And you'll be able to show up to these types of events and ask questions, man. They're going to take a little time, but guys, this is your career. We're here to help you. That's why we're here, man. This is like, you know, a better school with opportunity, but real opportunity. It's like you can go to Yale, you can go to Art Institute of LA or Fort Lauderdale for that matter, but what are they going to do? You can graduate and then what? Now what? You got a degree. Great. Now what?
The fraternity is more important than the college.
My point precisely. And that's what you're dealing with, but you're not dealing with a politically corrected type of, fraternity or fraternity, whatever the hell you guys call it. I didn't go to school, so I'm dumb. I don't even know what the hell those things are. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying to you is, through us here, it's you can trust the fact that this is a great, you're going to meet people. There's a family of things that we're doing, and you're going to we just started, And you're very soon going to see that artists are starting to pop off of here. And everybody comes in floodgates, man. And we only allow so many people, then we close. Only allow so many people, then we close. So anyway, let me show you guys, before we get into any more questions, what our executives see on the platform. Can you guys all see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's use Rodney as an example. When Rodney comes in, Rodney has his own address that he comes to a user ID and a profile, which he only got this from us. He has to get this from Christian, our CTO. Otherwise, they don't get one. And they have to have signed a legal and binding agreement with AvenueAR that spells all those things that you're talking about out. We protect you guys. All right. So he comes, logs in, boom, he's in. Here's what they see. Rodney comes in and sees, okay, today I've got 789 submissions. He clicks on it. Now, let's say that, let's just say that, Lady Money here was, I'm not gonna say that, I'm gonna make up a different name. Let's just say that Wazoo is an artist, and Rodney has now explained to other people in the industry, like the attorneys that contact him. It used to be handled through love and favor. And so now those attorneys, he would tell them, hey, you need to go to AvenueAR, sign up and submit to me, and I'll come in there and I'll search for your artist and I'll give them an evaluation. I'll listen to them. I'll let you know what I think. Right? So we've given them their CRM, their accountability program, for them to do that with all their normal business people. Number one. Now, when he comes in, he can scroll through here and see all these artists. He can search for an artist, but he can't even go 1, 2, 3 until he goes through this song. He has to come in and go like this.
Oh, I'm in love with the silence. Something like a psychic. In darkness, there are no disguises.
Now, that was about 4 seconds. How our system works, and I only did that because I'm in a demonstration mode. How our system works is a minimum of 30, or is it 45?
30 seconds, Jay, 30.
Minimum of 30 seconds, which is a quarter of your song, is being played. Once that record is done, in order for this executive to save you, they have to give you a 4 or a 5. If they give you a 1, a 2, or a 3, you're going to get a notification, but only 4s and 5s save in their favorites. So how that works is I'm going to give him a 5. I'm going to go to the next song. Now, in my favorites, or in Rodney's favorites, you can see all these different artists, right? If he clicks on that artist, he can go through.
Oh, I'm in love with the silence.
He can listen to this record for days. Now, every time Rodney hits that play button, he just climbed you up the charts on the hit list. Because when you get a 4 or 5, which is a save, meaning that he wants you in his favorites because he has to go back and listen more and more and more and more to that material, simultaneously it goes into the hit list. Now, the hit list is exposed to everybody. Hold on one second. Let me show you this. So not only can he do this, but if you were to connect your URI with Spotify, he can actually go in there and see your statistics. However, he has your personal name, your personal email, your personal cell phone, your whatever you put in that information when you created your profile. Rodney has access to it. So it's not Jay Leopardi calling. I don't even know that you submitted a song to this guy. Rodney has the right to pick up the mobile phone or email you and say, Mulas, this is a dope record. Can we talk? He has to contact you. We are not responsible for that. Now, let me tell you what Rodney did when he gave you a favorite, right? Now, here's the unique part about this. If you don't get a 4 or 5 and you got a 1, 2, or 3, that could happen on purpose because Rodney doesn't want to give you a 4 or 5, because if he gives you a 4 or 5 and he puts you in here, he could lose you, because here is where every executive on our platform has access to everybody that's inside of this part, the list. So in here, you can see.
I feel the rust of her eyes on my skin.
Now, if I listen to that whole record and I like it, I'm now saving this in my favorites. So Rodney never got submitted. That guy I just gave this guy here, I just Fab doing it. I just found him in the hit list because another executive gave him a 4 or 5 and put him in here. But when I go into the hit list and I see him and like him, and every time I either hit play or I save him, this artist is getting points. It's part of our algorithm. So what that does is inside here, it says who's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, who is in our top 20 charts. And all of our executives go into the top 20 and go, oh, damn, let me hear this. Let me show you what else it does. So under their section in the back here, they have this little thing called Indiac stats. In here, they can see how many month-to-date evaluations, how many they responded to. And then what we do for you guys is we put the top 20 in here and go, basically, if you don't do something with this record, you're a freaking idiot. And we put it in their box. But we don't do payola. You can call me up and say, Jay, man, I'll give you a $15,000 check, 100 million, whatever. Can you do me a favor and put me in the hit list and put me in Rodney's Indiac box? I would tell you no, because that's payola. But what I can tell you is that if you're getting a 4 and a 5, you're landing in the hit list. Like Jeff is in the hit list with 4 or 8 songs. So people are looking at it. Every time they hit the play button, he's climbing up even higher because it means he's getting more activity. So this is our way, and this is how we sold, excuse me, this is how we sold our executives. They were like, oh my gosh, this is genius, man. You're telling us who the hits are, and it's based on everybody else's, every other executive on our platform's activity. But I don't know who's the one that put them in here in the first place. So if you were to get a 1 or a 2, keep in mind, Rodney might give you a 1 or 2 and then contact you in a couple of days. He's a little slow on that contacting. Even me, he's slow at contacting, but he contacts. My point is, he listens. This guy calls me up like, yo, man, what else? I'm just saying, these are eager people on our platform. And you know, what I'm trying to tell you is don't get your feelings hurt if you get a 1 or a 2 or a 3. That might mean, hey, they don't like the record. It wasn't for them. It could mean that. But it could also mean I'm giving him a 1, 2, or 3 because I don't want him going in the hit list. Because if he goes in the hit list, somebody else finds him, then I could lose this guy. So I hope, and I'm not done in here, but I'm going to change my screen for a minute. I hope this really helps you guys see what it is that we're really doing.
Jay, sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to check in and see if Jeff Fenster is in the house or not. I think that he was going to come in, but he didn't text me. He told me that he may be coming. I don't know if he's here. You're welcome to unmute.
It's okay. I don't see him yet.
Maybe he used a genetic phone and name, and you know,
Jeff is, listen, man, I know Jeff since I'm a kid.
Okay, no worries.
Jeff he's straight up, straight guy. He walking around and go, what's up? I'm Jeff.
Yes, he is. Anyhow, go ahead.
So, Ooze, you cool, man? Can I ask some other people some questions? I know everybody's eager to ask some questions, and you know, hopefully we can get back on and you'll show up at another one. Listen, I'm not promising you anything, nor will I ever. And to answer your question of when you were saying, hey man, I need to know a little bit more before I made a submission, don't let this conversation or me or any of the people on this platform be your decision for doing this. I don't want you to regret it. I'd rather you just join these for a while until you get comfortable to spend money than to spend money, because I'm not going to push you over the edge and make you do it. This is your decision. And you as an artist, you'll know in your spirit whether it's time for you to do this or not. But you are welcome to show up to these as much as you would like.
Jay,
questions every time. Yeah.
Jay, I have a question for you. And I think I'm speaking for all new artists because we have different age gaps, I noticed.
Okay.
So how do you do a research in AvenueAR? How do I say I'm singing rap? Who I should be sending my record? Because I'm not going to send it to someone that is working in pop or rock and roll to listen my rap, right? Well, so how do you do that research? Can you show us?
Yeah, I will. But I want to ask a question because I'm assuming by the name, and I've been stuck on it. Kiddo Spaz. He got to be a rapper or an R&B singer. One of the two. Kiddo, are you there? Yo, Kiddo. You muted, man. Hello. Man, he must be in the bathroom or something, bro. He chimed us, left us hanging.
You got it.
Hey, Jay, I just wanted to add really quick, Uzi, basically, if you think of us as we're a delivery system, and that's basically what we are at the end of the day. We take your submission, we get it to who you're trying to get it to, and whatever deals you guys make, we don't have anything to do with
Yeah, we're not a part of your deal. That's a very, very good point, Mike. In the terms and conditions, you'll read that whatever you structure, you know, if you guys create a deal with somebody on our platform, we're entitled to a goose egg. Nothing, man. All we get is a shout out that, hey, I came off AvenueAR and we put it in the press that we're allowed
That's
to. That's part of our terms. Yeah. So anybody else have a question?
Yeah, I had a question. This is Justin.
Hey, Justin.
Hey, Justin, go ahead.
How's it going? So I signed up on AvenueAR and I submitted one of my records, and I had a question. I submitted to Ryan Ramsey, and so when I went and logged in, it said, "Congratulations, this executive giving you 4 out of 5 and entered you into the A&R Insider. You are trending on the AvenueAR's 2019's hit list." That's what I was confused by that.
2019.
Man, see, this is the kind of stuff that we don't care about, unfortunately, because we're so concerned with getting you guys where you need to be, that Christian has, you know, he programs us. So sometimes, and I can't make an excuse because it is what it is. It should say 2021 because we don't have a.
That's true. That's true. And that's
just a back end thing.
Okay.
and remember, you and now think logically too. You submitted like 2 weeks ago, and now you're going to the hit list, to the generic hit list. And thank you very much for pointing that out. So we need to put the date today. And thank you very much.
Yeah, and thank you, man. And we're not going to sit here and go and try to make an excuse for it.
No, of course not.
The bottom line is you're in the hit list.
That's right.
You're in here. You got a 4 or 5. You're in here now. That means that you're available to every single executive.
That's
on
true
our
and correct.
platform.
Yes.
Every single one of them can look at you.
And it's just the wrong number. That's all.
The problem with that is not that it's 2019, because it wasn't. That's probably a developmental thing. When we were developing the technology, that he just left a 19 versus 21. That's a man-made mistake. No problem. Christian makes them all the time.
All the time.
Damn you, Christian.
He does, and so do we. And so do we all.
We have 15
However,
engineers, by the way. So one of them, I don't know which one.
Yeah,
I know Jay's pointing at me, but that's okay. I'll take the blame always.
Everything is Christian's fault.
And if it's not his fault, it's my fault.
Guys. Exactly. So here's the thing. If you're in the hit list, man, and you got one song, that could be good, but it could also not be good because you have one song in there. I mean, think about it. Is your name Lee Birds? Is that the right name? Okay, cool. It was like 2 last names. So I was like, dang, is it Lee Birds? Is it Birds Lee? Anyway, Lee, if you're submitting, have you submitted a song before outside of us? Have you ever submitted material to somebody in the music business? Anybody? Okay. How many songs did you submit to them? One?
Oh no.
How
usually if minimal, maybe 3. Minimal.
Okay. And then what? After the 3rd one, you're like, all right, he don't like it. I'm moving on to somebody else.
No, I'm pretty persistent. I'll keep sending material until something catches their ears. I try not to get discouraged. I just keep sending material, and if they like it, cool. If not, then I'll just keep trying other people.
So and it was Justin, right? Justin, you were there? Was it Josh or Justin?
It was Justin.
It was Justin.
Justin, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So Justin, if you submit one song and you got a 4, who did you submit it to? Ramsey?
I submitted to
Ryan
Ryan Ramsey and Rodney.
And you submitted to Ryan. What did Rodney give you?
But I was just confused on the 2019 thing. That was it.
If Rodney gave you a 4, don't submit another song right now to Ryan Ramsey. If Rodney gave you a 4, you need to submit 4 or 5 more songs to Rodney Jerkins and stop playing right now. Rodney don't give people numbers like that. Rodney is hardcore, man. Come on, you talk about Beyonce, man. This fool made, I mean, he's still making people huge, bro. I mean, if he gives you a 4, I mean, you just ain't thinking right now. I mean, bro, that wasn't a machine doing that, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand? So if Rodney gave you a 4, weigh your options, man. I mean, look at Ryan Ramsey. Yeah, he's got some big people under his belt. But come on, man. Rodney, He's hungry. Every producer and got his own label and got his own movie company and got his own everything. Bro, he did the whole Empire TV show, man. I mean, he's a powerhouse, man. Yes. Rodney's beast mode, bro. If you got a 4 from Rodney, bro, you better be sending more material because he's forgetting about you in a week, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just telling you like it is, bro. He's going to forget about you in a week if you don't keep staying in his face, like Lee said.
Yeah.
Once you get a 4 or 5, man, stay in that man's face.
Got you.
That's
I
the
got
best
a
advice.
question.
Hey, Lee.
Excuse me, Mr. Bird. There is someone that raised a question, raised a hand, and she's writing here, hey, I thought that we need to raise the question. So they raised their hand. The name is Media Vibe. Can you please ask the question? And you, Mr. Bird, you're welcome to take your question.
Hey, we'll be right back to you, Larry, after this commercial, though. Give me 1 second.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually have it as my company name, and I was talking with Uzi here. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Kimani.
Wait, hold on, Tamani. You the media guy?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second. First of all, how you know Uzi?
No, I was saying no. I do the same thing as Uzi, where I'm.
Oh, I thought you guys was trying to do social media on here. We don't do social media.
No.
Anyway, listen,
No.
bro, I just gotta tell you one thing real quick though. The next time that I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna teach you something on this. When you go and sign up for something like this, bro, you don't submit it 400 times. You hit the wrong button, dog. No, I'm just messing with you though. But for real, there was like a list of media on the list. I'm like, damn, he's excited, bro. But go ahead, man.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
It's a true story, but go ahead.
Oh no, I was just pretty much everything that Uzi was asking was around the same questions that I was going to ask actually. But I did have one that I wanted to ask, and it was more so I'm not sure if this something could be discussed at this meeting, but looking at overall for transparency purposes, correct? How does it actually benefits to submit to the executives on here? Like, for example, let's say that your song is good and they send you to the correct people. How is that process financially?
Okay, so first of all, they don't send you to the right people. They are the right people. You're going into we're introducing you on our platform to the right people, not their gatekeepers. Okay. If they like you or they like your material, or when I say like you, meaning they like your vocal delivery or your sound, or they like your production, or they like the way you've written that record, whatever, right? The composition, who knows? If they're excited about you, they have all of, were you here when we showed what the back end looks like, what contact information they see?
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't ask you for your name, your alias, your mobile phone number, and your email address because I want it. I don't really care about that information. What I care about is music, right? So we ask for that information because why else would you submit to somebody unless they actually have your information and they can contact you themselves, right? So if you get their attention, I promise you this, you get their attention, they reaching out all by themselves and saying, hey, hold up, let's have a conversation. Now, what does the money look like? I don't know the answer to that because I don't know if it's Ken hitting you with a publishing deal. I don't know if it's Rodney saying, yo, I want to co-produce, or I want to sign you as an artist, or I want to sign you as a writer. I don't know if it's, hey, I want to license your record for my other artist. I don't know if it's what kind of deal it is, right? But what I would tell you is if somebody on our platform, or not part of our platform for that matter, reaches out to you, then have open ears. Don't let television or this BS that you watch on the internet on how people doing deals that don't know what they're talking about and it's all garbage anyway, get in your head to tell you what a deal is like. What you do, and I'm gonna tell you why. I know a guy that was in charge of a deal, and Beyonce loved this record. Loved the record. It was a no-name writer. I mean, never had nothing in their lives, bro. And they wrote this beautiful song that she was delivered to her. She's like, this is fire, and I love it. And I want to cut this record. And all she wanted, man, look, she's in her prime, all married to Jay-Z and everything, but all she wanted was her 50% of the publishing. This fool said no. Now,
Crazy.
if you're that fool that says no, then you're a fool, because she could have asked me back then, not now, but back then she could have asked me for 80-90%. I would have been like, yep, let's go, because all she did was create my roster. Now I got everybody and their mama calling me, and I can say it's 90% for me, 10% for you. Let's go. So this is what stupid, greedy people that are prideful and think they're the best. It's the ones that don't think they're the best that are really good, and we know how to deal with those people. I can't tell you how many artists I've dealt with in my lifetime, because we'd be here for a month. And I have an artist right now I love. But you know what? At the end of the day, I have a lot of artists right now that I love. But the moment you start talking about the business side with them, they go, why should I? I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, you want me to put up $200,000 into your record, put all my resources behind it, market you, turn you into a superstar, and then you're going to tell me I ripped you off because I want my 50% and my money back. I'm a fool. I'm the rip-off artist here. No, bro. That's you. You're a gangster, and you ain't thinking right now, and you got a broke man mentality. And the deal is that people in our industry, they just go, okay, bye, have a nice day. And guys like me, I just keep fighting for the person that's prideful. And I keep saying, I keep going after them, not because they're good, but because I'm trying to break their pride so they can have an opportunity. But they're too stupid to get their own way. They listen to their friends, they listen to their girlfriends, they listen to whomever. Oh, no, man, you heard the story on Lil Pump, Lil Pimp, little this, little that. And look how they did it, man. They ain't making no money, bro. They're not making any money. So, I don't, a lot of these answers that your questions that you guys have, I wish I could answer them, but all I can tell you is, do you believe in yourself? If you do, then you're on the right platform. If you question yourself, get off, man. Don't spend any money. Stay on, but don't spend any money yet. Come into these meetings and learn a little bit. Do your due diligence, research online, understand what this business is about. Don't go diving into this stupid app. What's it called? It annoys me. I don't know. It's on my phone every day because so many different people on it. It comes. What's the thing called again?
TikTok.
No, man. The other thing where everybody gets in, has conversations. What's it called again?
Oh,
Clubhouse.
yeah.
What is it?
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse. That's it. Clubhouse. Bro, don't go into Clubhouse and listen to these dumb idiots, man, that talk about, the music thing and the music thing and the music thing. And they're in here and they're talking, and they come in my thing and I look at it and I go, oh my gosh, no, man, I can't even hear this right now. The stories that I hear, and none of it is real, man. They're making up stuff. They're there to like hear themselves talk. I'm almost wondering, is this company like paying people to be on here just to talk? Like, I don't get it.
Probably.
Because the stories and the people that have a heart for this music business are in there. And there's hundreds of people, and I'm listening to the stories and I'm like, oh my gosh, man, the advice that they're giving these people. And I'm like, they really don't even know what they're talking about. But keep in mind, these are the same people that, I'm not trying to be, prideful, but you know what? I'm putting my chest out there for a second. When I get called to a party in LA, New York, Miami, wherever it is, and I go in there, these are the same people that are at the door. Yo, Jay, hey man, help me get in. And da, 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 da. And once they get in on some favor, then I watch them go around trying networking with everybody. And then I hear everybody coming and go, hey man, you seen the dude in the blue shirt, bro? Stay away from, like, code, man. These are the people that you have access to online. So if you want to go into Instagram and chase them, more power to you. But the likelihood of you failing is high. And the likelihood of you losing your material is high, because these people are natural born thieves, man. They're real hustlers that don't mind sleeping at night when they, ruin someone's life. I've seen it firsthand. And they make us look bad, the good guys, because they ruin it to the point where, you go to a Blaze track I heard about. man, I got industry professionals came to me and said, Jay, man, holy smokes, this Blaze track thing. And I'm not dogging them. I'm speaking freely because I'm allowed to speak freely. I don't really care what anybody says. At the end, I'm my own person. I answer to God and God alone. That's it. And my wife, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, and my kids. So at the end of the day, I don't care what the world has to say. I'm going to say what I got to say. And either people are going to hear me or they don't have to hear me, turn me off. But when I got people in the industry, big people telling me, man, Jay, you heard about this Blaze? And I did hear about it. And then I went and an old man, I read a blog on an old man and how they destroyed his life. Then that old man actually reached out to me, and it was crazy because I was reading about him 2 days prior. He comes on our platform, the same guy. I didn't even know it was him. And I just told him, look, here's what it is. Big laundry list of stuff. You know, I keep it real with people, man. I really don't care, man. Our COO chimed in. Rod, you there?
Hi, Jay. Yes, I'm here.
So,
Hey,
hello.
Mr. Rod, how are you?
Everyone on
Hello, Christian.
Rod runs our company pretty much. I mean, I'm kind of in the background because I can't run a company and do what I do for you guys. And I'm kind of distant from a lot of even my own team because I'm dealing with the front end. I'm dealing with you all, and I'm dealing with the people to get you to the right people, right? Rod really runs this company, him and Christian, and Mike handles the marketing, which we don't do, as you guys can see, we don't do much marketing at all. And, you know, we're working in like with Waves, and our partners that just stay in the community. We're not interested in going to your Tom, Dick, and Harry's that have no idea about music, right? So anyway, I wanted to introduce Rod just briefly. And since you guys met a few other people on the platform here, and, you know, I'm here to share my heart with you and give you the truth. And, you know, the truth is your friend. Truth is my friend. I can't promise you anything. What I can tell you is we built a beautiful platform that is above and beyond anything I could ever think. It was given to me, you know, and Mike and my wife and, you know, and Christian. It was given to us by a much greater power. And we just did it, you know, no strings attached. We did it because I remember what it felt like, the anxieties and the being poor on the street, man, and losing everything for this, man. And I didn't want you guys to have to go through that. And that's just real. So, you know, as far as your questions are concerned, your questions don't need to be, how do I get signed? How do I do this? Here's how you get signed. Here's how you do this, man.
And I don't know. Sorry to interrupt you, Jay. I had to interrupt you because I know I keep saying the same thing. When I met Jay, he's the most humble, one of the top humble people that I ever met. I mean, he never forgets his roots, his beginnings in the 80s, in the 90s, you know, hustling to get a record deal, you know, and since then he grew to be a, you know, I call it the monopolizer. You know, he knows everyone in the industry and people owe him favor. Okay. I mean, there is a huge list. I don't go into drop names, but everyone in the industry that is in the music industry knows someone that knows Jay, and most of them, they owe favor. That's why all these executives, they come to the platform too, because they know that Jay is involved. Okay. Now, the humble person that he's telling you the story that I slept in a car or I was in the streets. Well, he doesn't talk what he has now. Okay, he got blessed and he's over blessed, and we're not over blessed, never. But the truth is, God have given him the vision and the resources and the connections, and now he's putting it to the world, to all the artists to take benefit of that, because he was in that position. He was one like you in here, right? Trying to find out, how can I send my record, my deal to Jeff Fenster or Alston, you know, Sydney Alston, you know, any of these executives that you're in the platform, and you know, you have to remember, he always goes back to his roots, and I always remind me every time that he talks, well, you know what, I always never forget my roots, you know. So that's the humble that comes out of him. Anyhow, go ahead. Who do we have here? iPhone number 2.
Wait a minute. I promised Lee Bird, you had some questions, bro.
Actually, my question was answered.
All right, man.
I don't mean you were speaking. Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. But also, I wanted to give a shout out to Sydney Alston. He was online. He rated 2 of my tracks. He gave them 4 out of 5 stars. And I remember you were saying with I believe it was Rodney Jenkins. Is that correct? Jerkins. If he gives you 4 or 5 stars, keep submitting to him. So I just wanted to know, does that same thing apply to Sydney Alston as well? Because if so, I'll send a slew of material to him.
He's got, listen, Sydney has a big artist right now he's working with right this minute. And I have a meeting with him actually next week because I'm coming in as a, I got to sit down with the artist with him because he's in charge of the deal. But I'm coming in to basically say, okay, that's it. Everybody get naked. You know what I mean? I don't mean that figuratively. I mean, I'm coming in the room to keep it 100% real.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
And I'm about to say it like it is. And that's just what has to be done right now. And he needs hits right now because he has a huge opportunity on his plate and no songs, bro. Nothing.
Be a singer?
Yeah, it's a singer / got some rap too. It's singing, rap. You know, I can't give you all that information because I don't want to break any agreements myself. But what I could tell you is, if he gave you it, he gave it to you for a reason. Keep in mind, if you send him something that he wasn't like, you know, right now he's in that mind frame of, okay, I'm not going to sign anybody today. I might sign somebody in 30 days, but right now I need 10 songs for this one artist. That's how you make real money in this industry. Being an artist is one thing, but being a writer is a whole, or a producer, that's how you make the money at the end of the day. So if he's in the mindset of that and he gave you a 4 or 5, while he's in that mindset, that should say something to you. But I can't speak for him. You know, I'm not his manager. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, you go with your gut, man.
All right.
Take a chance on yourself, you know?
All right.
Do y'all have like a process where if somebody's looking for a certain type of song or a certain type of music, do you have a process where you put a call out, like not saying who it is or what it's for? Okay.
We do. Yeah. So I'll show you guys that. Hold on a second. That's a good question. 1 minute.
What a beautiful voice, by the way, huh?
Yeah, somebody was talking up here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you.
All right. So can you guys see my screen yet? Let me show you something. Can you all see it now?
Yes.
Hey, man, is that T right there, bro? What up, T?
What up, Jay? What's going on, brother?
What's good, man?
Checking in.
Okay, look, you couldn't get me on the phone, so you got me here, didn't you?
I
Normally you can get me on the phone, bro. You know this.
Yep.
Hey, there's been a big lot of stuff going on over here in California, so I've just been incognito for the last like 4 days, bro.
I got you, big dog.
My bad. You know I'm always in.
Hey,
I'm always in.
Quick question:
Yeah.
The gentleman is an executive or no?
No. I'll tell you his story in a minute.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me show them this.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. All right. So when you come in and log into the system, y'all, what you're going to see is there's a button in the back right here. Keep track of this button. This button gives you a back end screen where you have your cloud. You can store all your music for free in here. And it's so quick, bro. Try it on your mobile phone. You'll be blown away. Yeah, like you can save music right in here and download it, transfer music, all in your cloud, okay?
Let's see if the moment don't stay.
All right, hold up. So back here to answer, was it Amy that brought the question up?
Yes.
Okay, so Amy, under trending requests, this button will be live very, very soon. We're working on the content for it right now.
Okay.
And you'll be able to submit to these types of things that are in here. Artists looking for music, specific, film producers, executive producers, people that are looking for specific material. It'll be in that trending request. So you all can have, the access to log in there and check that out. And we'll be sending emails out too. So part of our marketing, which I've been having a hard time with this, with even my internal team right now, because I'm like somewhere in space, right? These are corporate executives and they're my brothers. I love these men and women very much in our company, but they're not in the same position that I'm in and where I come from as a creative person. So when I talk about marketing, we are a platform that let's use let's just use, oh man, I'm going to use an artist. This as an example. I'll use a management company or an artist or whoever, right? If somebody is looking for something specific, let's say there's a one of our producers we've worked with and we're very friendly with, who's a major music, TV and film producer and director, right? Soon you'll be able to come on the platform and he will be doing a physical casting call, A. B, it'll be music that they need for these particular shows, which will be full blown drawn out and you're submitting to that person for real. But what we do for them is we market it to our users and to our other people within our reach, right? So we can send a message out for that specific corporation, TV company, film, whatever, and say, what is it that you need to send out to the users now? Okay, well, I want to send this message out on Friday. Great. We're their little marketing people to send that stuff out to you users to get the opportunity. It doesn't go public. It's only done through here. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes I don't make sense, guys. It's just the way it is. I apologize.
Jay,
Yeah.
there are a couple questions here, and I received a text, and now I see it in the chat.
Go ahead.
Can an artist submit 2 different versions of the same song? Is the question.
You could submit your 2-year-old in the bathroom in the bathtub if you want to. If you think it's a hit, submit it.
Yeah, and the same lyrics or different beats.
Of course.
And one thing that when Jay told me, it's okay to send the same even song a couple times in a week if you want to the same executive to catch his attention. If he gave you 5 stars, you know, hey, you gave me 5 stars on this one, and you send it again, maybe.
Yeah, Christian, now I would never ever let them submit the same song. What I would say is if they got a 4 or 5 on one song,
right,
submit another song like that song, and because you got their attention. Don't submit the same one because that's just being redundant. I'd rather you spend the money on submitting a new song.
A new beat, yeah.
They go, oh my gosh, the first one was dope, the second one's dope.
Okay, just to like you said, to be transparent, we allow in the platform, you can submit the same song to the same
100%.
Executive many times if you want to. It's unlimited submissions. So capability based on the backend system, that is a free range for the artist. I mean, but Jay is giving you a clue. If you got the 4 out of 5, don't submit the same song because it's a 4 out of 5. It's not a 5-star. Yes. And then you may want to change the tune or give another beat to that song or change a little bit, whatever you want to do. You can change it and
you could take like let's use Jeff. Let me use Jeff as an example. Jeff has a lot of poppy stuff. He's got some, I was telling him he sounds a lot like Smash Mouth and things like this. I remember the song caught my attention. I could still got it in my head. It was a hooky record. What I would do is if you see someone on our platform, like let's say it's somebody in the country or the Christian world or even in R&B or hip hop, or even the same person, you may take that same record and produce it or create some programming and some instruments around a different genre of the same song. Sometimes that might catch their attention, like, oh my gosh, what is this hybrid they've done? And it's going to pull you out of your comfort zone because you just took a regular pop record or a rap record with normal trap beats, and now you turned it into a poppier record and you caught somebody's attention. But you didn't know that was going to happen. If I told you how many songs have made it that way, you wouldn't believe me. So many records that came out were not the original cut. It was a cut that someone was playing around with, turned it into a different genre. Anyway,
so Jay,
we're in the creative
quick
space.
question.
Yes.
So are you a person that can be submitted to, and do you handle your submissions in the same way with the same fervor as the rest of the executives that are on the platform?
Yes, 100%. As a matter of fact, our company, AvenueAR, between our partners, our family, and our executive team, within the next 45 days, we're going to go live with AvenueAR Records. And, you know, we have some pretty massive distribution. You'll hear this will be out in the public soon. And yeah, we're signing artists, man. We're signing, we have a publishing company, a record, a record label, and distribution. We even have a TV and film. So we're doing all of that ourselves. Not to mention, we're giving you the options to deal with these massive people on our platform, and we're adding more. Every day we're adding more. And we're getting ready to bring on some, some A-listers that are looking for material that you can submit right to them. This is all
Are
about
the submissions non-exclusive?
When you say not, what do you mean not exclusive?
So let's say for a use case that an artist has whatever, they have, 4 or 5 songs, whatever it is, an album, mixtape, whatever, they distribute it. Let's say they distribute it to all of these platforms. They're registered with the online digital streaming tracking for the publishing and all this stuff. And let's say they start working their own record, right? And they start really pushing it. They pay for social media ads, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they push it and they're starting to get some traction. Let's say after some time they submit it to AvenueAR, Rodney Jerkins hears it. He says, this is great for so-and-so. He goes and shows it to them. Is there going to be a problem, or is it just going to be some paperwork?
Oh, no, man. That's never a problem. That's what they're looking for. They in most cases, have you heard, what's the name of the record? I wish I could, man, hold on. Off the top of my head, I can't make it. Let me tell you this. Even a baby was like, yo, are you serious right now? Listen, there are so many records that what you've done, if you've done that, what you've done is you've test marketed the song. Now that it's been test marketed and they've got some kind of feedback, now they're going to take that record and give it to a major artist to cover that record and make it a hit.
Right, got it.
Never, ever a problem. Whoever's, like I said, man, this new school of music of, what these people are trying to do to you guys, you got to be cautious, man, because don't listen to them. I'm not saying listen to us and don't listen to them. I'm just telling you, man, like since we've launched, I've had major people in the industry that you guys probably deal with, right? For your back end stuff, distribution, publishing, whatever. They've reached out to us and they've asked, like, hey, how can we do this, 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 and this? We haven't done any deals with them,
Jay, can you do me a favor and go to AvenueAR and show the screen for a minute?
Yeah, sure, no worries.
And I wanted to give some insights and intelligence on something. Go to the executive page, please. Okay. And go to DJ Clue. I received a text message. He cannot attend right now. He's in a radio show.
Oh yeah, okay, got it.
DJ Clue. He actually
everybody knows who DJ Clue is. Come on, man. If you're
I have no clue. I didn't know.
You're not from here, man. You were born in Argentina and you've been here for the last 30-something, 40 years. You don't count, but go ahead.
That's right. Only tango. Only tango.
Music, bro. If you knew anything about music, you would have been the worst person to program this. Anyway.
Of course. Anyhow.
I'm missing tango. I'm missing tango class for this Zoom.
You don't have to go. You can come back next week. We don't want to do
No,
that.
no. I'm just responding to what he just said. He's from Argentina, and the teacher's from Argentina. So I'm just shouting out for tango. I don't mind missing.
There you go. That's my. See, she's my peep now.
He doesn't know anything about music.
now he's going at us.
I brought Christian to Hollywood many years ago, and when
I can probably use a drink now.
He doesn't know who he's talking to, and I'm like, "Are you serious right now?"
You asked me if I want some earlier. It's just I didn't estimate there to be just 2 sips in that bottle.
Yeah.
Listen, no, here there is a question. Someone was asking. I don't know. C1 is an executive J or not?
Who are you talking about?
Because it was chips.
Who is C1?
Oh, C1's an artist.
C1's an artist.
Oh, he's an artist. Okay, okay. So
yeah. Hey, wait a minute. I saw Jeff Fenster.
Yeah, Jeff Fenster.
I'm here.
Holy man, dude, why are you hiding, bro? I said Jeff would come in and be like, "Hey, I'm Jeff. I'm here."
No, bro, I it seemed pretty interesting what was going on. I wanted to let it unfold a little bit.
Okay,
Hey,
can
Jeff,
you go?
listen, hold on, Christian. Say nothing right now. We got Jeff on the phone. I got to
All right.
ask you some questions because Jeff, listen, just so you guys know the background history on Jeff, everybody on here, this is the guy that is partially responsible for this technology. I got to tell you, Jeff Fenster, when I was 16 years old, I had a huge hit. And Jeff and Barry Weiss, Jeff used to work with, Jeff, would you work for him or with him?
I would say I worked for and with him.
Yeah, so Jeff was pretty much running Jive Records back in the day when they had, man, Will Smith and all these major people. I was like, whoa. And my record was out. I was 16 years old or 17, whatever it was. My record was a smash. I had Jeff tried signing me. And boy, they offered me a lot of money. This is back in 1991. My record label, I was signed to an independent label who wouldn't let me go.
Wasn't it 92?
92. Yeah, I was charting Billboard as an independent artist. And Jeff Fenster, I couldn't believe it. I had Jeff Fenster, I had Clive Davis, I had all these major people that were trying to sign me, and I wanted Jive. And I had, what was the other guy? Hold on a minute. Then we also had Jimmy Iovine. I wanted either Jive or Interscope, personally. But I liked, Jeff was a sweet guy, man. I was like, this is the real deal, Holyfield. And so, long story short, guys, my record label wouldn't let me go. And Jeff's boss at the time, Barry Weiss, he's still a monster, and he was a monster in the industry. He was a huge guy, man. And he said, Jay, man, you would have been can you imagine, just hear this, guys. He said, you would have been a superstar. You would have been unforgettable, undeniable, a huge hit. Never work a day in your life again. But unfortunately, there's nothing I can do for you. Good luck, my friend. And I cried, guys. And I went through a depression and I went through all this stuff. But you know what? That was a pass. That was the pass because the guy was unreasonable I was signed to. So don't get yourselves in that deal. But let me tell you, Jeff Fenster allowed me to contact him at his record label as a young buck. And I remember the last time I had called him was he answered my call because he recognized it was Jay. Not that I'm anybody special, but hey, I was going to sign him. Maybe I should hear from him, right? So he picked up the phone. I said, hey, Jeff, how are you? I'm in LA. But he goes, oh, I'm not in LA. I'm in New York. And I'm like, great. And then he started telling me, he goes, man, I'm working on this group. They're about to be the biggest thing in life, Jay. I said, really? I said, what are they called? He goes, they're called the Backstreet Boys. I said, when are they? He goes, they'll be out in the next 45 or 60 days, Jay. They're coming to the market. Listen for this record. I'm like, cool. And when I tell you, it wasn't 3 months in all of Los Angeles, bro, they were the biggest thing in the world. They were huge. And Jeff is an icon. And I love the man, and he's a humble guy. And everything I'm telling you about the politics in the industry, Jeff, if you have anything to say that I'm saying that's wrong, even though we're kind of against each other from the record label world, I'm okay with it. But I'm trying to speak truth, man. That's it. Anyway, I'm done. I just wanted to say that.
Can you show a little bit Jeff Fenster in our website? So to make sure, I think that we have him right there.
Guys, Jeff,
that.
Yeah.
So a little background of him. You can actually go to our website and learn about all the major artists that he worked on. And, again, I found him to be a really humble man, and I'm really honored to work with him. So
thank you, guys. You're going to make me blush. I'm going to say something to people who are on here and people who want to use this wonderful platform, which was a great idea. And I was very happy, when Jay and kind of the whole team contacted me and explained the idea and what it is and how it's going to work. Hold on, I'm going to close my door here so my wife friends can do their thing. But I'm going to say I was very happy. I love this model. And what I want to tell you guys is, I think somebody asked me if I was going to get on here to maybe say, what I might be looking for or hoping for in submissions from people onto the platform, music that people ask me to listen to. And so I was going to just say a couple quick things about that, which is, one is, I think, we all want to hear great music. You know what? No one is looking to, judge anything, other than honestly, but we're really dying always. This is what makes me get up in the morning, is to find something great. And I would say, number one thing for me is, present the best songs you can. Okay. More important than, I don't know, anything, even sound quality, fanciness of presentation, all that kind of stuff. Really, in the music business, I've found over the years, the music business boils down to two things. Okay. Stars and songs. That's what it is. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? There's obviously a lot more that, goes into being a successful artist, or, working with successful artists. I am writing a book about this, about all of the elements that are required, persistence, and, a number of things, but really it boils down to songs as the thing that's carried me through my entire career, which is over 30 years and almost that long doing A&R, is that every time I needed it, a hit saved me. And so to me, anybody that's aspiring to be a creative person in the business, should focus on the songwriting first. So I'm looking for the songs. By the way, the technology is there now to make things sound good. So, make them sound obviously as good as you can. You know what I mean? We're all human. The better something sounds, the easier it is, even for those of us who listen to stuff for a living and hear past, bad technology and all that kind of stuff. It still makes stuff sound as good as you can. But really, if you deliver the song, so song number one. Number two, performance. Okay. Feel what you're doing. Again, the technical side of it to me is less important than the believability of the performance. Okay. So if you have something and you're delivering it in a way where it seems like you don't care, you're not invested in what you're singing or playing, what you're expressing, it's not gonna, we're looking to get grabbed. You know what I mean? Like, that's because we listen to a lot of stuff, and what's gonna stop us, and really pay attention, the quality of the song, and then the believability, and what's put into that performance, and what we get out of it. So I would say those are the most important things for me, and they can be, I've done all genres in my career, and I'm happy to listen to, any kind of music, even something that's not, the flavor of the moment right now. But if I don't hear a good song and I don't feel the performance, there's no 4 or 5 in that. So for me, so I hope that's helpful to you guys, and I'm happy to quickly talk about anything else, Jay, or
Jeff. I just have a quick question, just so these people understand, the users, right? The your label Bambino and the distribution which is with what again? What are your boy's name?
I'm at 300.
300. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but the unique thing about this industry is, you know, Jeff, from my understanding, and Jeff can tell it better than I can, but Jeff, these are his colleagues back in the day, right?
Yep.
That now have the largest label with some of the biggest artists in the world right now. I mean, you did what? Did you do Dua Lipa? What is her name? Dua Lipa?
I did Dua Lipa when I was at Warner's. I did BB Rexa and Jason Derulo, all those hits when I was at Warner's. At 300 now, 300 is the largest independent label there is right now. And, you know, we have superstar artists, including Megan Thee Stallion, Young Thug, Gunna, Maria Becerra, who I haven't checked. I don't know if it's already happened, but tonight are the Latin Grammys, and she's nominated for Best New Artist at the Latin Grammys with
Our whole Latin division's there.
Yeah.
Actually, Jay, many of the executives were going. They couldn't make it because they're in Vegas right now. They're at the Grammys award.
Yeah, I have artists performing in LA this week, last night and tomorrow night. So I skipped Vegas, but you know, we are you know, we are basically a smaller version of a major. We do everything in-house, you know, marketing, digital marketing, publicity, you know, creative artwork, video, streaming, radio, you name it. And it's a great place, but, you know, as with everything else, we don't get to sign a ton of things. So, you know, we look really hard to try to find things that are different from each other. And that are, we say we like to look for one of ones. So we're not afraid of things that are different. We're not afraid of artist development. We believe in artist development. But, you know, also believe in artists who, you know, have that innate desire to, you know, to win on a big level. And that's what we look for every day.
I still can't believe you stayed on this whole time, hidden in the background. I figured if you were on, because Christian asked, Jeff, he said he might be muted, Jay. I said, nah, if he comes on, he'd be like, hey, Jay, it's Jeff, I'm here. But I didn't even see you there. You were just letting me talk like an idiot. Gee.
No, Jay, I always learn something from you, man.
Man, I got issues, bro. It's okay, man. Listen, I just have a love for people, a love for music, a love for the arts, entertainment, and I'm here to win. You know that, bro. I mean, as an artist, I would have done whatever it took except for sell my soul. That I wouldn't do. But what I would do is I would go to the end of the earth. They could have never given me a show that I would have never been at. I would have done it. Any free radio promo show, I would have done it. No money. If I had to pull money out of my own, if I had to work a part-time job and be an artist signed to a major, I would have done it. I would have reinvested everything from my last paid show to go on a free tour. See, this is what the labels, if you're willing to do this, you can get to superstar status. Because keep in mind, and Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong. If I am, that's perfectly okay. You won't embarrass me. But it's my understanding that when an artist, even in the States, is, let's say they're signed to a Universal or a Sony in the States, in order for them to become an international superstar, they have to get the approval. They need to get the nod and the commitments, if you will, from the international division to take this thing to, let's go turn them into Taylor Swift. Let's turn them into, you know, Drake. You can't become that big unless you get cooperation from everybody. It's a very political thing, like the president and all this other crazy stuff that's going on. So concentrate on the music. Quit telling, you know, don't be that artist, writer, or producer that thinks you know what you're talking about. You're better to say, look, Jeff just said, this guy, he doesn't owe me anything. I'm nobody. Jeff just said, man, I learned something from you new every time you blah, 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 blah. I'm nobody, but he's humble. He could say, Jay, man, I know you don't know. but he never says this. You see, these are the winners in life. These are the humbles of the world. They know when they tell you you suck, don't deliver it that way, deliver it this way. You got to have a good attitude. People take that as abuse. That's not abuse. If you call that abuse, get the hell out of the game. That's not abuse, man. That's like, what do you think these football and baseball players go through? You know, run until you can't run until you fall over dead. If you make it and you don't die, okay, great, you can play in the game. If you die, then hey, we'll have a funeral for you. I mean, this is the world that we live in. And when people invest their money or their time, which is money, be prepared to go to the end of the earth. And don't be that don't be that expector of the world where it's like, it's owed to me. I'm good. My friends told me I'm good, or I got this many followers. I don't care about your damn followers, because you know what? Followers ain't making you no money. Anybody can tell you got a good record, but until somebody sticks their hard-earned money behind you and puts you out there and wants to take 50% or 60%, you should never look at that and say, oh, they're stealing from me. They're not stealing from you. I told you this in the beginning. What they're doing is saying, hey, without me and without my investment and without my network that I built through my whole entire life, you're not going to go anywhere with this level. You can go maybe over down the street, but you can't be those people that are trying to say and control your deal. You're nobody. Maybe by your second album, you can have some say so, right? But that first record, that first single, that first album, be prepared to not get the biggest piece of the pie. You got to be prepared, because the faster you're prepared for that, the faster somebody's going to say, wow, they got a good record and they got a good attitude. Get them into legal.
Can I add one other thing?
All right, whatever you want. Yeah, of course.
Okay. So what I'm going to add is, most of the artists that I work with who don't succeed, and I don't have a perfect track record, you know, it's like there are some who don't, but most of them, because I will say one thing about myself, which is this point, I've been doing it long enough that I don't sign any bums. You know what I mean? I know when somebody has the talent, you know, and the ability to have a shot. Most of the time why those people don't succeed is because when they get signed, they think they made it. Okay. Getting signed is the beginning of things. Okay. That's when the work starts. Then you're on the clock. You know what I mean? And you have to kind of put in the work and deliver. The people who step back and go, man, I was working so hard. I was building a social following, whatever. I was working on my music and all this kind of stuff. Now I got a team, and these people, they're going to take, it's like, you're going to lose. The simple fact of the matter is that this is really hard. Okay. Anybody that tells you different is not telling you the truth. It takes so much to be a successful artist, and the odds are against you and against the people who work with you and believe in you. So the way you can, you know, give yourself the best chance is by, no matter how good a team. I have one artist right now I'm working with who has an unbelievable team. Unbelievable management. I have an executive producer who's unbelievable, who's working with him. Unbelievable agent. Like, every single member of the team is adding real value. But if he decides, you know, my conversations with him all the time are about, you gotta work harder than any of us, okay, for this to work. If you're not in this because you know, if you're in this as a hobby, or if you're not in this because this is, you know, practically life or death for you, don't do it. It's not for you. The people that Dua Lipa, the first thing she ever said to me when I met her before hello was, I'm going to be the biggest pop star in the world. That's what she said to me. And she was willing to do the work, and she still does the work. You know, you see her, she's everywhere. She always looks amazing. You know what I mean? She's on at all times. And by the way, she's really nice. She's actually really humble. She knows how to have a good time. You know what I mean? She's not one of these people who, you know, are so worried constantly about success that they're miserable. But at the same time, she knows how fortunate she is to be in the position that she's in. And she knows that if she doesn't keep working, that could go away tomorrow. It's not promised to any of us. Okay? I hope everybody on this call gets to make a great living in music, because it's a total blessing. You know what I mean? To be able to put your heart and soul into music. But know that without, you know, that extreme level of commitment and willingness to work, and not saying my manager's going to do it, my label's going to do it. Yeah, they're going to help you. I mean, you know, if you got the right people around you. But it comes down to the artist. It comes down to the willingness to work. It comes down to, you know, studying the greats who came before you and figuring out what you can learn from them. Yeah, there are some people who are just savants who don't have any context for what they do, but do brilliant stuff. But even most of the successful artists are not that. You know what I mean? There are people I send my artists stuff to listen to, you know what I mean, that I think maybe they haven't been exposed to, and so on. I mean, this is, you guys all know by now, if you've come this far, this is a craft as well as an art. You know what I mean? Like, there's, you know, the more you work at it, the better you'll get. And I don't know, I don't want to ramble here, but I just wanted to kind of hop on what Jay said to say that that really, you know, the fact that you guys are here means obviously you have a certain level of desire and seriousness about this. And I just say, don't be afraid to really jump in with both feet, because that's what it takes.
And Jeff, thank you. And you're not rambling on, because as far as I'm concerned and our team, if people have hung up or don't want to hear this, they don't need to be on our platform, because they don't need to be in this business, and I don't want their money. I don't want them a part of this. I don't want to help them, because if they don't want to help themselves, I don't want to help them, right? And you could talk for 6 hours. If they hang up, it better be because they got to go to the bathroom, they got a 911, or they got to be somewhere for real. But when you book time here to come and on these types of Zoom meetings that we're going to be doing, come and let everybody know, hey, get the kids a babysitter, do what you got to do, and invest in yourself, because this is what you need to know. It's not that, you know, there's that old school saying that, oh, somebody gets lucky and becomes a star. That is baloney. What it is exactly what Jeff is saying. It's, they could handle 500 new artists tomorrow with hit records. The problem is that you people aren't committed. When he could find 500 committed people that have good material, that are willing to work for $3,000 or $4,000 a week for the first 6 months of their lives. Wow. Hey, listen, when you can be willing in your mind, not drive a Bentley because you just got a deal to get some girl or boy or whatever, or get into a video, but to just get started, there is so much room for you all. There's more room for the artist to make it than there isn't for you people saying that, oh, 1 in a million make it. No. 1 in a million make it because 1 in a million is willing to work, like he said. If 500 of you are willing to work, 500 of you are going to make it some way, some shape, some form. Because companies like Jeff and all the other labels, you know, Heartbeat, if they found 500 people, even on this platform, they would be writing 500 checks, some way, shape, or form, to use that 500 people with their 500 amazing songs and their 500 talent, and let's get them to work. That's what they're looking for. But we as people are too stupid to think this way. We're too busy watching the hoopla in Hollywood. It's not real. It's not real. We create that, guys. It's not real. Anyway, I don't want to ramble on.
So, Jeff, Christian, Jay, I just want to tell you guys, I appreciate you guys creating a platform and taking one thing. I think I've done IT work, infrastructure, Microsoft platforms since I was about 18 and a half. So I think the general understanding of work ethic and when money's at stake is something that professionals usually get their hands dipped in, maybe more often than maybe young people, and the respect of a person's time, because like you said earlier, Jay, the most important thing that I have is time, because I can always use time to make more money. I can always use time, but they don't give you more of it though. So that's the problem. So anytime somebody takes time out their day, when you guys could be spending time with your kids, those who do have kids, to come and speak to, the hearts of aspiring artists or producers or whatever it is, it's greatly appreciated. And I'm a dad, so I say that's similar to probably some of the capacity you guys work in. Some things are thankless because some people don't, really appreciate things and have gratitude, and they take it for granted. But I just want to tell you guys, if nobody else tells you guys, we definitely really appreciate it. And we know it's something that doesn't have to be done. So we appreciate when you guys do that. And I'm actually going to have to drop the call. Again, thank you for everybody else who joined, and thank you for you guys over there at AvenueAR.
Don't sweat it because you got kids, because I got more kids than most people you know. But here
He does. You wouldn't believe it if we told you.
nah, we ain't gonna go there.
No.
I'll tell you this. I make my hits after they're asleep, bro. I don't cut it to the family time.
Right.
Yeah, and I could do one in a couple of hours. You know why? I figured it out. Simple. I love you, man. Love you guys. I hope you're good, man. You stay family safe. Anybody else want to say anything? Uzi, be careful, man, in the COVID world, please.
I'm super out the way.
Thank you, Mr. Fenster.
I got a quick question if y'all got a second.
Yeah, man, of course we do. We're here for you.
Hey, so C1, by the way, I'm an artist. Run my my management company / label, and had a quick question for y'all. How do you guys feel about there's kind of a general consensus now with indie artists looking at this industry as more of a data-driven, analytics-based industry now. How do you guys feel about people taking that approach and looking at the industry as that? Because it seems like this general thing now is get your numbers up is the phrase that's being commonly used. So I just want to hear your thoughts on that.
So I'll take that if that's okay, Jay. I think there's no question, okay, that the industry is more. I mean, I've been in it, but when there was, what data was back in the day, you would call the guy at Odyssey One Stop in New Orleans and say, "What's hot down there? What's selling?"
Right.
That was data back then. Now there is so much information, right? I mean, literally mind-boggling how much information, how many charts, how many different kinds of metrics there are. And yes, the labels, a big part of every A&R department now at every label is the research part. They probably have more research-oriented people than anything else. And the reason for that is simple, because the data does matter. It does tell you things, you know what I mean? It certainly tells you if something is working at that moment in time, right? And if there are people responding to something at that moment in time. The problem for it, for me, as someone doing this, is I'm always trying to get careers. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to just grab the market share of somebody that's having a viral moment or something like that. So to me, it's not enough. Even if the data is there, it's not enough. And I do look at things, and we, you know, again, we're an indie label. We don't tend to be, because what happens is, you know, people are not interested in something at all, and then all of a sudden it has a moment and the numbers are good, and then all of a sudden they're throwing millions of dollars at it. And to me, that's not the best way to do business. It's not the best way to use the data, but that's what people do. And we're never going to write the biggest check in a situation like that. Because we actually have a different business model. We try to actually be profitable for ourselves and our artists, so that that check they get on day one isn't the last money they'll ever see, you know? And so we very often have to operate on less data than other people, because once the data gets to a certain point, then the checks, you know, then all the extra zeros go on the checks. And so I think to summarize my feeling about it and answering your question is, there's no, you know, this is not going to change now. People are going to continue to look at data. And if you can get your numbers up, do it. And by the way, I think it's part of an artist's job now. I mean, I had one artist that I worked with, not at 300, but I love this artist, but the artist was like, yeah, I don't do that stuff. I do my music. And I was like, okay, I respect that, but you're making it much harder for yourself, because the fact of the matter is it is basically now part of an artist's job to figure out how to promote themselves and market themselves and find a way to be effective on social media. Because again, it's just going to help you get your music to more people. It's going to help to get more people interested in you. Part of what being successful on social media is now is you just got to be interesting. You know what I mean? People got to want to watch you. And then the trick is they have to also be interested in your music and maybe watching you, you know, perform your music or show them how you wrote it, or, you know what I mean? Or deconstructing it or whatever it is. But you have to kind of be in the space. And so it is a reality of the business that, you know, that data matters. But I think a lot of times, a lot of people, to them, that means that they don't do artist development, right? So in other words, if something not exploding and flying because it had a viral moment on TikTok, then they don't do anything, you know? And what happens a lot of times is, even for somebody that has that, they have their viral moment, it goes great, they get their check for $1 million or $2 million or whatever it is, and great. But then, you know, a career doesn't stay up here the whole time, you know what I mean? Just for anybody. And so, you know, maybe after that viral moment, if things come down to another level, they're not interested. They're like, you know, give us a call when you're back up there. And I think that's not healthy for the long term for the music business, because part of the problem is I said that we need two things, right? We need songs and stars. So the viral moments that happen a lot of time now on TikTok and so on, they don't really get fans for those people and those artists.
I agree.
And Jay said it perfectly. To me, you're not a fan unless you're buying a ticket to the show or you're buying merch or both, right? Streaming music is great, but it doesn't really involve any real investment on your part. And to me, very often the data that we use now, again, and back in the day, the data was, I would call the booker at a club and I'd say, hey, you know that band, they played your place last week. How many tickets did they sell? Did they sell the place out? How much ahead did they do in merch and stuff like that? No one's doing that now. You know what I mean? Because, well, first of all, we didn't have any shows, right? For almost 2 years. And now that it's coming back, it's exposing all these people, you know, and I feel bad for some of these kids. You know, they had a viral moment, they had something go on TikTok, and they have to go do a show. They have no idea what to do. They've never performed in front of anyone. You know what I mean? And
yeah, I was just having a conversation about this the other day.
There you go. So that's, to me, is like, the data is there, it's going to be used, it's valuable, and so on. But I think it's sometimes it's like, that's the only thing that matters. And that's absolutely not, certainly not the case for me. And I think it's not the case for people who really want to try to look for long-term career artists.
I agree 1,000%. You guys, these major labels, you know, it's great to have the big major, but it's also great to have independents that have deals with majors, right? Because we have a little bit more leeway than dealing with the red tape and the corporate taking forever to get things done, blah, 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 blah. Plus, you got to think about, you know, their model from layman's terms, right? Not internal, but from a layman's guy. Their models at the major labels today are, they look at your song, they don't look at you. They look at your song as a stock, and they basically say, okay, I don't care that, you know, that record, that could be a boy or a girl, I don't really care. Might be half boy, half girl, I don't really care. The song, I don't even care what it sounds like, because the numbers show me this. Boom, they throw it into finance, they bring finance, the research departments, legal department, put them all in one room and go, okay, if we give them $1 million, what's our return on our investment? How much are we gonna make with streaming, YouTube, this one, that commercials? And then when we're all said and done, after we've made some money, what can we do? We own the masters. What can we do long-term for, you know, selling things and licensing and all these other things? Plus, when you sign that deal, let's use a Sony or Universal, 9 times out of 10, your likeness has been sold to Bravado, which are my friends too, right? So now Bravado controls your image, licensing of your stuff. Yeah, they got to get your permission on some things, of course, but their job is to find ways to make money with you as a likeness when you become worthy of making money, right? So they're a machine, and they're a good machine, but they don't care about this. That's what matters. And I care about them. I'll tell you why. A lot of reasons, but I care about this for this one main reason for sure. I'm supposed to, and that's my God-given duty. But I know what it feels like. Imagine to this day when I look at Jeff in here and I tell the story to you guys about Barry, Jay, you would have been a superstar. It was my dream as a child. Still to this day, I somewhat dream about it. But I want to cry every time I say it because it hurts me so badly. It almost took my life. Imagine you're a Doja Cat, I think that's her name, who had a milk record. I heard it. I said, my son showed it to me. He was 17. I said, there's no way, Evan. There's no way. There, he's like, wait. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. He goes, yeah, she doesn't write her own stuff. No, wait, now somebody else writing her stuff. There's no question about it. So my son tells me all this stuff because he's in the cut like a bacteria with the whole social media thing. And I'm like, what's going to happen when these people have spent their $2 million check? They got small residuals because they really don't have fans. They just have streaming fans, or not streaming fans, but they've got the social media type fans, right? They're not real. They're people that like to see entertainment and are nosy as heck, right? They're not going to spend $200 on a Jaden sweatshirt, okay? What I'm saying to you is those people, and I've seen this, a habitual pattern. Those people get to a certain point and then they're gone. They either die, they become sick, they become crazy. This happens. They don't know what it's like to deal with normal people anymore because they're nothing. I've watched this happen over and over and over and over again. One of Jeff's really good friends, Peter Gansberg, right? Peter signed Vanilla Ice. It was around my time. That guy still has an iconic record, but at the end of the day, I watched him go from Elvis Presley in his time. He was the Elvis Presley of rap music. He opened the doors for rappers today. The first Billboard rap record ever. Sold more records than any rapper, white, black, don't matter what you are. That guy went from way up here to he lied. Don't know why. I don't know if it was the label, marketing, him, who knows. He was not from my town. I was from Miami, bro. You was not from Miami. You're from Dallas, and that caused beef. This dude went like this, and I watched him slide. He went down, and when he came down, I was friends with him. Bottom line is this, not friends like that friend, but I've been to his house, but my like homie, right? But I watched him go all the way down to this, to now he became psychologically wounded. If you go listen to his music, you'll hear it. You'll hear it from when he was a rock star to when he was in control himself and what his music sounds like. Songs are called like Prozac. I mean, he hated the world, wanted to kill the world. Like if you listen to his music, you just would be blown away. These people get destroyed. And that's the biggest thing, is that the devil's in the details. Believe it or not, he's in the details, man. So you got to be careful. And it's like, you got to keep a level mind. You got to work hard. Don't look at the money. Don't look at the star stuff. It comes with the deal.
Be consistent. Consistency is really super important right now. Like for successful people as well as for people trying to get into that, rarefied, zone of being successful. Consistency, making music, make content regularly, share it, be engaged with people. Super important. Anyway, I gotta go, but I look forward to checking out anything that you guys have. And Jay and everybody, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Hey, Jeff, let me just tell you, you weren't boring because everybody is still on this call. If you take a look, a couple people, one or two might have dropped off. Maybe they had to go to but these are serious.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff.
Thank you for your time, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Professor.
So anybody else, Jeff is going to hang up. Anybody else have any questions? Listen, I know tonight was our first night doing this. We are going to be consistently doing this. Christian will be sending emails out, and we're going to take this one step at a time. We're not looking to grow into 1 million users overnight, and we know where we're going with this, and we're following our hearts in the way to do this the right way. And you all, we have a lot of believers in this platform. They're not all on here tonight. But we have a lot of users that believe in us. And, if there's anything I could tell you guys, we know where this came from, and we believe that just keep doing what you're doing. And, please come back. Don't just log into to the platform. Go into AvenueAR.com, the website. Go to our, to our social media page, which we're getting ready to start marketing. Go to our, subscribe to us on the YouTube channel, right? We're going to be posting content there, but right now we're not trying to market like that. We're trying to work with what we have and really master everything with you guys, Then we're going to start pushing the volume, and this thing's going to get out of control, which is what it's supposed to do.
Well, thanks for letting us know how to start and what to do. Because I think a lot of us, if we just know what to do, we'll do it. Yeah. But there's just such an amazing cacophony of, there's all these options, so it's overwhelming.
I know. That's my fault. I apologize.
Well, not you specifically, but just just being able to hear people talk about what to do is helpful, because it's like trying to pick everything out of the air you know, and feel like you're putting your effort in the right direction, you just want to spin your wheels and waste your time, you know.
Well, make that go viral, right? This is how it works. If you're going to talk about something in social media, you talk about these kinds of things, and then you meet people. Then you're like, wow, this person's like, wow, you're a writer, great. Let me send you a track. Can you write to it? Boom. It's about the community. It's what it's all about.
You know, back in 2002, 2003, I went to a place, right? And there was a young man and doing a presentation how to become famous in YouTube, right? And I will never forget, you just need to put yourself out there. You know, just make a video and put yourself. If you have 3 or 4 or 5 followers, maybe one of those will be the person that you needed to talk to, you know? It's like never give up. That's the ultimate goal, right? And like what Jeff Fenster was saying, is like, go for it, you know, or take a break and do something else. So it's either go big or go home. So do your very best. I know all the people that are here are doing their very best. Keep pushing, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. T. Lewis, we got Lee Bird, Jeff, Mac, Uzi's still on. He must just, he said he was hanging up, but he's still on. Good thing. We got C1.
We have a young one. His name is Keith Lewis. Keith, are you there? Keith in the house.
Keith Lewis, where's Keith Lewis?
Right here. Right there in the hat with the glasses. He likes that song.
I see Dom. Hold on a minute. Where do you see Keith Lewis? Oh, I see T. Lewis. That's not Keith.
Keith Lewis, yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, testing.
Hey.
You got a mic. You got a mic.
This is my friend Baxter, and this is we're here in from Portland, Oregon. So thanks for having us here.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay, what happened to our audio, man?
No, we hear you. We can hear you.
We can hear you loud and clear, Keith.
I think he muted himself. There he is.
Now you're fine.
Tend to do that quite a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So are you guys look like, obviously I'm going to make a judgment call here and say that you guys are probably a rock band, right?
We're more of like producers, artists, and we have a band that we're both in that is a live performing band, but my friend Baxter, he just turned 18. I'm 24, and my dad was on the call earlier too, and so yeah, all of us are kind of just here soaking in as much as we can.
Good, man. Is there any questions that you have for us or anything we could do to help at all?
I think this kind of might have been touched on before, but is it cool to upload just an instrumental with no hook or anything?
You can do that, but keep in mind that you're submitting a, you know, a production. You're not submitting a lyric, which is fine. So you have to, I don't want you to submit that unless you're submitting it to somebody that's looking for something, like the guy that was Sydney that was on today. You want to, you know, if you're submitting music, I mean, all of the people on the platform are looking for music. It just depends, you know, what type of music that you're doing. If you're doing EDM mixed with hip hop, or you're doing rock, or you're doing, you know, sometimes like what I used to do is I would look at an artist and I would say, you know what, they're kind of falling off. They need a new record. And I would create something that was different for them that they weren't even aware of. Then I hit them up with it. The record came out. Boom, done. So, I mean, that happens.
Cool.
Yeah, you can submit tracks, no problem.
Yeah, I just submitted a few on my phone just while I was watching this.
That's dope. Use GarageBand, or what are you using?
Thank you for putting this on.
What happened?
Thank you for all the information.
Oh, man, you're welcome, man. That's what we're here for. We're here for this. We appreciate you, man. Thank you for showing up. Edwin, I haven't heard from Edwin. We lost the other guy just a little while ago, the rapper, Scoozy, whatever his name was. I missed him. Anyway.
Yo, what's the word, bro?
I just want to, Lee Bird, I share with you something on a private chat. Feel free to contact me, okay?
Okay.
Anybody else have anything that they want to ask, say, comment, tell us you like us, love us, hate us, or whatever? You know.
I just wanted to, this is Kimani.
I got a question.
Yes, question.
Yeah, bro. Like, say I'm making music consistently, right? And then like everything's sounding like a consistent song. Like everything's consistent, everything's different, and everything. I'm having my like, I'm like my fan base is growing by a little bit by the minute and stuff like that. Like, what else do I need?
You just need good music. I mean, whatever you're
Yeah,
doing,
that's why I'm saying the music's good and everything. Like,
you just then submit it. I mean, it's submitted to the people that can actually make the decision to help you. I mean, putting it on you can submit to your fans, but all you're going to do is get a date, man.
yeah,
You feel me right now? I mean, if you're trying to be cool in your town, all right, you accomplishing it. You're trying to be good in front of your girl, all right, you accomplishing it. But if you're trying to make it and get your record out there, if you need the assistance of a major producer or a major label guy, executive, whoever, whatever, then if you're on the platform, then you need to get that out of your basement and into their basement, right? Because sitting there's a lot of hits that have died with people, man.
yeah. So who do I go to for that?
So here's what I would do. I'll share my screen with you briefly and just show you something. When you go to the executives page on our platform, you can click on any one of these people. So the guy we just spoke to, which was here, is Jeff Fenster. If you click on it, you'll see, oh, sorry about that. I did that incorrectly. I need to click on executives first. My bad. All right. So in here, you'll see executive bios, right? So obviously, if you go down and look at anybody like Deshaun Happy White, you can click on his bio, read about him. Jeff Fenster, the guy that was on tonight, you can read about him. I mean, Jeff was pretty much running Jive Records, Island Def Jam, Arista, J Records, that was Clive Davis, Warner Brothers. He's worked with some of the biggest artists in the world and he still works with them. So if you feel like the music you're making fits what his ears are used to or is maybe looking for, then you should send something to him.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's easy for me to get in. It's like my moniker comes in with the lane of like the guys that have been like killed lately, like XXX, Juice WRLD, stuff like that. Like, I'm like a shoe-in for stuff like that.
So I mean,
I'm seeing like who's trying to fill that void and see like where I could like shine.
Well, I mean, you're going to shine if you got a good record. It's not,
Yeah.
You can't, I mean, like you look at this guy here. I mean, he doesn't look like you would send a hip hop record to him, but this guy actually gave Rodney Jerkins his chance. I mean, so many rappers do bow down to this man. Same with Jeff. Like, you don't believe, you watch too much of the internet and the culture of hip hop, and you're hearing what these people are saying. Like, homie said this and dude said this and da 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 da. But the real guys behind this, those guys you talk to that you're looking at on social media that are talking the talk, are answering to these guys on our platform, man. These guys on the platform, like Jeff Fenster, that guy you just saw, he used to be a lawyer, a music entertainment attorney. He is a hip hop junkie, bro. A hip hop junkie, knows it better than anybody does. Not to mention, he went from being a legal person to being a club DJ, and maybe backwards, but hip hop club DJ, New York City, knows rap better than anybody does. And that's why he signed some of the biggest rappers in the world.
Okay.
So if you don't, he got an ear. And the thing is, he's with 300. These are his boys that created the whole company. So
300, yeah, that would be exactly in the lane I'd be in. Like slime is the slimiest lane.
He was just on the platform. Where were you?
He was just on the platform?
He was just here talking to him for the last 45 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. And he was answering questions.
Yes.
Shit.
Did you just pop in?
Yeah.
Well, you missed it. But if you want to submit music and you're serious, maybe you submit to him. Do your research. I can't tell you who to submit to. You know what I mean? That's just not fair.
And what's his name? Jeff Fenster.
Jeff Fenster.
Okay, I'll keep that one in mind.
For sure.
Thank you.
No, you're very welcome. Anybody else? Questions? I know T. Lewis, bro. You can call me on my phone, man. Stop. You don't get on this call like that.
Hey, no, I'm just honored to be here, Jay, amongst you talented individuals.
T. Lewis, C1, man. These are my guys right here. C1 been grinding out, working as an artist. Yeah. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, bro?
I haven't seen you, man, since Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Man, we've been everywhere with the music since then. Miami, we hit Texas twice, hit every major city in Texas, Alabama, South Georgia, hitting the whole the quote unquote Chitlin circuit. And
you were messing me up. See, the whole time I'm talking to people, I'm like, who is this guy? I'm sitting here looking what so I knew it was you, but I'm saying I see you're stuck with this smiling face. I'm like, this guy's live, just smiling the whole time.
Yeah, you gotta recognize the handsome mug, man.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that. It was just you were smiling. So I was like, the whole time I'm seeing a smile, I'm thinking somebody's stuck there standing
Just a part in that. It just like I'll be on video, but I've got my young ones with me, and the house looks insane right now. So
good, man. Hey, we're all like this. We're all in this crazy world right now. But you know what? Now's the time. Now is the time for people to be making music. Go make your best stuff, man. Put your best foot forward. I mean, quit thinking too hard. I mean, you guys all know that record. And then I got high. I'll show my son this. He's 17. He's dad. I'm like, that's a good record. I'm like, I was young when this record came out. Google it. It's called the High record.
Okay.
He got one hit. That record's probably got 75 million views now, but still to this day, it's what they do. They go in the studio, man. They make a joke, make a record, and it's a hit, man.
It just takes one.
All it takes, man. One record, guys. I mean, guys and girls. I mean, it's one record. It's all it takes. And, all we can do is provide the avenue from you to get from point A to point B, right? From there, you can tell me you got a hit record, and you can, the whole purpose of this platform is many reasons, but you can tell people you got good records and you're good at what you do and all, but until you submit it to people that do this every single day for a living, and they tell you got a good record, then you got a good record. So if you were to get a 4 or 5 on our platform, you need to keep doing whatever it is on that record, keep doing more of those songs. Because one record, it only takes one record, but you're not going to get their attention with one record. Just the name of the game. So being honest with you.
Hi, my name is Kimani. I just wanted to say I appreciate every single gem that you guys have been dropping here today. And I'm not sure if you guys saw it before, but I was already sold within the first 30 minutes.
And we appreciate it. We don't want you to be sold. We want you to be a believer of your own destiny. I married my destiny, and her name is Destiny. So you have to be a believer of your own destiny. You have to have faith in yourself, faith in that you believe you can do something. And if you believe that you can do it and you can touch it, feel it, smell it, now you can go do it. My dad used to tell me that all the time. When I was a younger guy, after I fell apart from the music, my dad's like, okay, you got to figure it out. Go to school. I'm like, I can't go to school. I'm not smart enough to go to school. My dad's like, listen, Jay, you're going to have to go to school. So I went to school, got it, just to make my dad proud. And my dad's got like 40,000 different degrees and everything. And, long story short, I'll never forget what my dad said to me, Jay, here's what you need to do. I'm like, what, Dad? And he did it. And it was in front of my insurance agent for my car insurance, He made me draw on a board and said, Dad, Jay, show me what you want in your life. And I drew a picture of a woman. I had a lot of them growing up because I was a musician, but then I never had like a real girl, right? So I put my wife right there. I put my baller ride car that I want, my dream. I put my house. I put all that stuff on there. And then my dad said, all you got to do is, now you did it, Jay? He said, take a picture. Now you have a mental picture of this. Once I drew it and I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh. It was in my head. And it's kept me alive from that day. I had something I can hold on to and work for. And I did it numerous times in my life. So if you can see it, if you can't see it, there's a reason. But if you can see it, don't let anybody tell you you can't do it, because that's not true. Not true. Far from true.
I believe that's what brought me here.
Yeah.
We all are. Does anybody else? I want to make sure everybody had the chance. I hated when there was times when I got on meetings and I just want to say something. I didn't have the guts to do it, or, you know, by the time I did, everybody was hanging up. So, you know, anybody else that has anything that they want to ask, please feel free. You're amongst your brethren and sisterin on this call, man.
All right, bro. I got one more, bro.
Yes.
Sign me, bro. Like, I just sent you my SoundCloud. All of it's consistent.
Yes, I believe you 1,000%. But keep in mind, somebody like Jeff was telling you weren't here on the call. You know, we've created a platform for you to be able to do that, and it has to be fair and just. We're not allowed to be, you know, Eminem coming on right now saying, "Hey Jay, what's up, man? I need you to give me a record deal. I need you to give me the such. Hey man, by default now, you have to go through this system. I can't play favors where that becomes borderline unethical. So if you're good, my recommendation, reach out to who you think is the person for you. And if they're not on our platform and you want to reach out to them off our platform. But keep showing up for these meetings because we are going to educate you. We're not going to take your money to educate you. Just so you know.
Jay, there are questions.
What?
Can you just, I mean, are there any specific folks to submit to that are predominantly, it's confusing for me as a singer-songwriter, country folk, you know, like it's a little daunting. Like, I don't know who to choose to even submit to at first.
Amy, if you're a, look, I mean, country is now pop. So, I mean, I've seen people take a country song and turn it into a mainstream pop record and you would never known it was country. I've seen the same thing from pop music turn into a country record. You would have never known it was ever a pop record. It's the lyric, it's the story, it's the hook, it's the, sometimes it's the melody. Sometimes it's none of those. It's just, wow, the title was ingenious, right? There's a million variables. Don't be frightened. The biggest thing for an artist is when you start rating your own stuff. That's a bad time.
Well, I just finished, you know, mastering and, you know, 12 songs and they're produced and, you know, so I mean, I've never gotten to this point before. And so it's a little overwhelming. I was just focusing on getting to this point, and disc makers made the CDs and have the WAV files. I've been sitting every night submitting to 10 or 12 radio stations. Like, I found all the radio stations across the country. I mean, like, I'm just like, I don't even know what to do, you know, or even who to shop it around to, but, you know, put all these years into it.
Don't want to get your heart broken because then you're going to walk away from this, and you're not supposed to walk away from it because you're sending stuff to people that aren't incentivized. They don't care. Why should they even hear your stuff on a radio station?
Well, and that's the thing, because like when Jerry was talking about like building your name, you know, because my thought is you should build your name, you should build your brand, you should get yourself out there in front of people. It's just so overwhelming to figure out how to do that now because there's an endless amount of platforms, there's an endless amount of options. And you know, you know, I was looking and trying to decide like which producer or whoever to submit the first song to, and I want to do that, but just as I've written all my material, I sing it, you know, I believe in the lyrics, I believe in the story, you know, and I guess I just have to take a chance and just choose somebody to send one song to and not worry about it. There's just no way to tell who's going to be into that. But I see what you're saying in terms of if they want to turn it into some other type of song, some other type of music.
Every one of these people do country. Everybody does. Country's new pop, right? So it's part of the genres now. What I'm saying is, what is your objective? What is you're a writer, a singer, a songwriter, but what is your goal? I mean, forget about AvenueAR for a second and tell me what is your goal as a singer songwriter?
To get the content, to get the message out there.
Okay.
You know, so that people have something to hold on to, you know, content, a thought, a feeling, you know, from somebody.
So you want to be able to, this is your ministry, if you will. You want to touch people and you want them to feel you're a form of medicine and inspiration to them.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay.
Yeah.
If that's what you are, then you need to put that into a needle and find a way to inject it. Let's talk about that for a minute. What did they do before they had a COVID vaccination? They
They
had
took care of themselves.
a brand first.
Yeah.
First, the brand's created. Okay, we have this illness out there. It's a real illness. Once you have the illness, then you have a product for the illness, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to have both. You can't just create a product and not have a sickness. We know the world is sick. We know the people in the world are sick. You have something that could help those sick people get better, correct?
Yeah. At least trying, yeah.
So if you believe that, it shouldn't be, who do I send it to? Let me go market it here. Let me go spend money there. If you are inspired to write and you're doing it for the right reason, then my belief is that God will open the doors for you and show you exactly what to do. And if he doesn't, then I don't know how to help you, because God doesn't give people healing medicine and not the people and not get it to the people.
But I know God helps those who help themselves. And so, I just want to make the next best forward step, like get it submitted. What's that?
Follow your heart. That's all I can tell you. It's all I ever did. No one can tell me anything. I'm gonna follow my heart. No matter what I do, it doesn't matter what it is. I follow my heart. Nobody tells me anything otherwise. That's it. And that's whatever I got to do. If I got to say, you know what, I'm not doing this until you do that. I'm not going to eat this till you do that. Whatever you have to do, you got to figure out a way, because the longer, forget us, take it out of the equation. The longer you sit still, making music's fun, but now it's time to get it out to the world. And now you're like, oh, what do I do? Because it's so close. It's your baby, right? It's yours. It's yours. Even though you want other people to have it, there's still this mine. What if they don't like it? It's rejection. Well, what if they did all these variables, right? What I'm trying to explain to you is, keep it close to you, but you made it for a purpose for other people to hear. If they don't like it, no problem. Shame on them. It wasn't for them. But there are an amount of people in the world that it is there for. If you need to go post it on social media, if you need to go put it into Spotify, whatever you feel the need to have to do it. Or if you want to submit it to someone on the platform, try 2 or 3 or 4 people and see how they respond. What if they go, you know what, that's a 1. Okay, don't get your feelings hurt. But they're going to help you out of the 4 or 5 songs that you have. At the very least, when you submit them, they're all going to be your ears to say, that's a 1, that's a 1, that's a 5, that's a 5. And if they like the ones that are 5, that's the one you want to put out. Put the ones in the ones that you've been getting and put them to the side for right now. That make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Before you even go to the market with your music, let these experts of the world tell you what's the right one, at the very least, for yourself. Yeah, Rod.
Yeah, well, you mind if I say something, Emmy? First of all, your voice is amazing. I love when you say something, your voice is already completely different, a beautiful term. Thank you very much for being part of the journey with us, with AvenueAR. I am Rod. I'm helping Jay, Christian, Mike to run the company. And honestly, it's pretty much everything Jay said now and everything you've heard from Jeff Fenster before, right? Honestly, what I would do if I was wearing your shoes would be to literally study all the 21 executives we have in our platform, get to know their bios, and then make sure to invest your time and your money on those executives, that they are within the genres, within the years for what your art is made for, right? That's one thing. The other thing is AvenueAR came to the market just now, say 2.5 months ago, to bring something that you can't find anywhere else, right? Because together, this level of executives you've been seeing in our platform, and there is many more to come, right? Within different genres as well. I was reading a message now from a DJ talking about electronics. So there is a bunch of stuff coming up that will help the Avenue create other ways for you guys, artists, to show your mastery, right? So my suggestion would be, and I just like Christian, Mike, and Jay, I play around our platform pretty much every single day, trying to understand better ways for you guys to be more effective when you play, when you subscribe and submit your song. Do not be shy. Whatever this handful of great stuff you've just produced, just make sure to study each one of our executives, and submit your songs to the executives you think they're going to be the best years for your music. And along with what Jay has just said, at the moment you receive an email from a 4 and a 5, these are the executives you want to submit more songs to. And let's not forget, as soon as you have a 4 or a 5 on our platform, your song will be available for all the other 20 plus executives within our platform, because your song goes to the backhand, or what you say, the executive dashboard hit list. As soon as you made to the hit list, all the other executives in our platform are going to listen to your song and being able to hit and rate you a 4 or a 5. So you're going to go up all the time in our charts. I don't know if you were here when Jay said the next step within 45 days, 60 days, AvenueAR is coming with the record label. And this is when you're going to expose even more the executives within our platform. And there is not only this, I know Jay won't disclose more, but make sure all you guys tune in, and make sure you guys come into a platform every single day, that we are going to have something new to you guys from now to the end, if the end is going to be, with different stuff and great new stuff for you guys to show off your mastery. So again, Amy, I love your voice. Your tone of your voice is something amazing. And make sure
that's just how he is. He said that from the moment your voice came on.
I love your voice. Incredible.
He's being real, just so you know.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I know.
Yeah.
And I know that everybody's been under so much stress for these years, and there needs to be some type of calming, way for folks to feel that internally. And
Right.
no, thank you for that feedback, because
Beautiful. I mean, we are there listening to music, to songs, to material every single day, Amy. So please keep number one thing, study all the executives we have, and make sure to target those ones you believe they are going to be good years for your song. Thank you very much again for believing in us.
Well, thank you very much for being there.
Thank you.
Anybody else? That's Edwin. Did you? I see a couple muted. I see Carr, Edwin, and I see Andros.
I had a question about the. Are you guys going to be doing like showcases for your label?
So if you look at our name, AvenueAR, it's actually a venue as well. So yeah, we will be doing venues now that the world's starting to open up. That is on our list of things coming up. We're going to bring executives. We're talking to a couple of retailers about doing them live in their stores as well. So yeah, we are. We're our heart and soul's in this. And like I tell all my family of people and everybody, from our investors to everyone involved with AvenueAR, guys, give it time, because we have to build the community and get things at a time. And we have to do that, and that's what we're doing. And all of these things are coming. So, we're in the infantry stages of this, and, you guys, we have quite a few users, thank God. And not, obviously they all didn't show up today, but not everybody can. So we will be doing these consistently. Every 2 weeks, I'm probably going to pop on and do an event. We'll do just like this, and we'll come back and retouch things. We're working together with you guys. Like the first, technology, no matter how big we get, We could have 10 million users. We're still doing these.
Yeah, this was hella helpful because I signed up, but I didn't like know how it is on your guys' end. So it was nice to see that how it works.
Well, now you know a little bit, and you're going to get to know us personally. You know, it's like, could you imagine if Facebook, like, instead of everybody going, you know, what's his name? Mark Zuckerberg, who looks like a sits still all the time. Imagine if he just communicated with his people. You know what I mean? It's like, I want to communicate with you guys, man. If there's a million of them, I want to communicate with them. Man, that's what this is all about for me. At the end of the day, it's not about just making a hit record and making more money. It's about, you know, communicating and helping people. I want to leave this earth and leave a legacy. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
Don't forget, guys. You go on AvenueAR.com. You're gonna see the featured over there. Featured are the featured artists that made to the charts, the hit list, and they receive a 4 or a 5. And because they receive a 4 and a 5, they've been perceived by all the other executives as great artists as well. So they gave us 4 or 5. So the algorithm keep pushing them on to the top of our table. And then these guys are the ones showing up as featured artists within our website, right? So go there, check them out, be inspired, and make sure to present the best of you to these executives we just bring to you guys.
truth. Anybody else? I don't want to keep you guys too long. We've been on, I mean, I could go all night long till tomorrow morning. So, but for you guys, you know, it's completely up to you. I mean, we can reconvene. I mean, hopefully you guys will attend the next invite that we send out. I hope you all do. In the meanwhile, if you're not ready to submit, don't submit. If you're ready to submit, submit. And if you have any questions, obviously we have, you know, email addresses and all that stuff. If we personally don't, you know, if you submit to, you know, for an example, if you send me an email, I get emails every day from so many gazillions of people. I just can't answer everybody. I mean, even my own guys, some of them showed up here tonight like, yo, man, I haven't gotten you on the phone, so I'm gonna show up in your meeting. they went to the website. So, you know, and T's my boy. I mean, we've done lots of things together and, you know, all around the world. It's not personal. It's just that, you know, I'm busy all the time too. And number one, I have a family, and that's going to be first in my life. Right. So I just want nobody to get their feelings hurt. Just know we're here. We are listening. All of our people are listening, and we are real. We're not fake. We're not trying to take your money and make money and run. And this ain't no quick scheme or none of that stuff, guys. Just want to let you know and spread the word to all of your musical friends. Let them know we are real. I mean, Waves does not, I mean, we've been working with them for like 7 years. So they don't get involved with companies unless, you know, they feel comfortable and confident. They have tested our system. They've gone through our legal stuff. They've gone through everything to make sure that we are 100% compliant. So that's the best that I can tell you guys. Spread the word to your friends. Let them know we exist. Let's change the way the music business works. It's going to start with us, this small group of people. That's how it always starts.
So if you have the best music out here, what would you do? Like how do you like show people you're undeniable with what you have? Like you're like on a better caliber than certain artists that are on, and like in your certain like lane level, whatever. And it's more consistent. Like
so can I ask you a question about your question? Are you okay with that? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it publicly. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna speak to you real because I'm the real deal, man. You said your words, not mine. Your words were, how do you get yourself out there when you know you're better than the next guy, right?
Yeah, that are signed. I have a co-signed with Bless Up Records.
Okay.
I'm looking for like the rest of the deal, you know?
Yep. But what makes you say that, and I'm just asking you this, what makes you say that you as an artist, producer, writer, performer, what do you think makes you stand out more than the one that's actually out there that you're saying you're better than?
My story. I really like, my moniker is Musa Keda, right? So I figured out I figured out how like everything about life, religion, and stuff like that, like basically. So like I'm like I call myself Jesus under Musakeda.
Mhm.
I died. I came back. When I got shot, I was actually dead for a little bit. Like they resuscitated me like a few times. I was pronounced dead on the table. Everything. Like I've been trying to dodge getting killed by my family since I was alive. I was like, fucking. What else? Um, I run with like I'm like the modern day Jesus Christ, basically, bro. Like everything you can ask me about Jesus, I could tell you an event in my life that had something to do with it.
Okay. But so what do you think is holding you back right now?
Too much people trying to kill me, trying to make sure I don't succeed. Cause I know I just need a basically it's really my quality right now. But other than that, like if you could if I were to hear like myself, I'd say it's undeniable. I'd say like Young Thug could get his money stolen, like basically.
Is your content there to empower the people that are continuously doing those kinds of things, or is your lyric about how to get out of that, or help? What is your music? What's the content?
Ask me again. My phone froze.
Yeah, what is your lyrical content, right? So are you lyrically performing, and writing material that is telling people what happened to you, or is it telling people what not to do in life, or is it telling people to do something bad? What is it telling them?
The way I style my music is a way like basically like the eyes and ears are the window of the soul, right?
Mhm.
I style my music in a way that what I say will never get you in trouble. There's never a bad ending to what I say. Basically, I'm saying you'll never get caught, you'll never die in every lyric that I sing, like whatever. And
If you're that
yeah, it's like,
undeniable and you're that different and you believe that much in yourself, my recommendation to you is going to be, if you want to submit on our platform, then
yeah,
I would submit to somebody that you think is going to make the most sense. And
yeah,
that would be my best suggestion. They will be able to tell you whether or not that you're as good as the other guy, or if you're even better. And you'll know that, and the system will undeniably be able to tell you through its algorithm whether that's true or not.
yeah.
That's a
So
good.
do you know what speech therapy music is?
I don't.
Speech therapy music is all positive music. So like it's like in the line of what I was saying is like nothing bad, nothing disturbing for your life. Because when you hear something, your mind hear if your mind hears it enough, it says it sets you up to make it come about in life. And that's proven by science. And
Yeah.
that's how I make my music sensitive to.
Well, I mean, listen, music is the only thing that the brain can actually lose. So, at the end of the day, if you have something that you believe is an undeniable hit, I can assure you that these level of people on the platform will tell you whether you're correct from their perspective or not. If they think it's a hit, you will know it's a hit.
Yes.
Don't think it's a hit, don't get your
All
feelings.
right, cool.
Keep it real.
Yes. Yeah. I'm all over the world right now. So like I'm promoting this video I have coming out. It's called ACC.
Mhm.
And Yeah, I'm getting all the exposure. I could have been signed to DMX at one point before he died. That'll be shown on my Instagram. And like, I know people are looking, so like, I'm trying to figure out who's gonna be the next to try to pick me up.
Hey man, just don't quit. I can tell you, be inspired, believe in yourself, and you know, if we're the right place for you, then I recommend, if you feel good about it, do it. If you don't feel good about it, don't do it. That's my best advice.
All right, cool.
We have the right people on the platform for sure.
All right, cool.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate hearing your story too.
Hey, Edwin, is there a way we can listen to your music?
Yeah, go to soundcloud.com/Jesus119. I'm gonna put the link up.
Yeah.
It's HAYZUS. I'm gonna put up the link.
All right, it was cool hearing your story. Thanks, bro.
Thanks, bro. Know that.
Justin, man, is there anything is there anything that you guys want any more questions or anybody? I just want to make sure we answered, you know, everybody, because half the people jumped off because they got their questions answered.
No, I was just really just soaking up new information, things that I didn't already know. But if y'all want to follow me on Instagram, it's J Elliott's Music.
Yeah. So what we do, just so you know, whenever you go to AvenueAR on Instagram, we start following everybody.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, when you follow us, we go back and we follow. We're there to support you. And we, believe it or not, we have people, we tell a lot of our industry people, don't follow us on the platform. I mean, on Instagram, but come and check out the Instagram, because we haven't even put any emphasis on that yet. And that's my fault, because I'm not a big social media believer, but you know, my guys have been pushing me to really promote there and blah, 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 blah. But I'm not that interested. That's why we only have 300 and some odd people on there, because we haven't pushed it, you know? But anyway, no businesses really do on Instagram, as you already know. But yeah, anybody that goes on there, we like to follow you right back. And then
It's just like a resume to, like, you know, the links, SoundCloud. I know you got 2 producers on here.
Yeah. Cool beans, man. I think, let me see. We got Carr, we answered. Anybody else? Christian, is there anybody that raised their hand? Anybody else left?
They're asking about who is the best to submit as a DJ, like DJ music or beats. I think that the platform I was showing DJ Clue there, right?
Yeah, but that just because he's a DJ don't mean you want to submit to DJ Clue. I mean,
he may have a clue, don't you think?
No, no, man. Just so you see that you guys see what I got to deal with Christian, bro. You get it, Christian. So whoever asked that question about it, are you speaking on behalf of like EDM, club music, dance? What are you talking about?
They basically go. I don't know. I hope that the person that wrote that question can speak up. Go for it. Take advantage now. Maybe okay. No. Anyhow, maybe he left. I don't know. Anyhow, yeah, no. I think that one of the common factors. I want to address something that I keep listening and hearing from everyone. You know, who I submit to, who should I be submitting? I remember I had a conversation with you about this a long time ago, Jay. And I think that the guidance to all the users must be, you have to Google the name of the executives that we have. Not only read their bio in our website, but also Google them up, find out what they were doing, what they did, what kind of music they sign up, and don't be shy, submit it. And if you have the budget, submit to each of them, to all of them, because you brought something really special, Jay, tonight. You said, follow your heart, right? And then I think Miss Amy was saying about it, who should I submit? Who is the best person, right? I think that it's all about follow your heart, but also I will add, if you can do some analytics or evaluate who is the best out there that may match your genre, you may have, you had to start somewhere, right? Submit 1 song or 2 songs. And here is the benefit of the system. I don't know, can you hear me okay? One of the benefits of the system, once that you submit a song and any executive rates you 4 or 5, Now that song is being viewed in the hit list by other executives. So it's kind of like double dipping almost. If you have a good song that has been ranked 4 or 5, you are going to the hit list, and then executives will be able to access it. And they're researching and searching specific song for their own genre, or for folklore, or for pop, right? And you can tell more about it, Jay. I mean, because you are the intern in this case, and you understand that.
I went through it with them, and what we'll do is in the next 2 weeks, you and I'll sit down and we'll plan some stuff out to go over with everybody, and we'll do the next one, and we'll bring maybe Ken or somebody else on as well and let them ask questions. So for now, guys, listen, thank you all for showing up. You know, like Christian said, when you get in the hit list, it's free money at that point. So, you know, get in there, you know, and I think that's a key objective for you to get a record that gets you in there. And in the meanwhile, you guys be blessed, stay safe. Thank you all for showing up. And we look forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jay.
All right.
Thanks, Jay.
Well, take care.
Thank you, Jay. Have a great evening. Hello.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.